Christmas. Yes, it's Christmas. Thank God it's Christmas. For one day.
Thinking of you, just lying there, sleeping alone. Check one, two.
Where there is silence, let me sing praise. Where there's despair, let me bring hope. Where there is blindness, let me bring
Means it's working, and I can adjust the volume.
Okay.
where there is
Here, somebody just never speak towards it. I'm going to put it back on the chart now.
let me
Okay,
bring
very good. All right.
And with these words I speak, grant that I may not seek to be heard, but to hear, to be consoled, but to console, not to be seen, but to be, to be loved, but to for when we give love, we will receive. When we forgive love, we'll find great grief. It is in dying we'll be released. Make me an instrument of
Good memories.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, how you doing?
Thinking about you.
I miss him every day, but
Yeah. I didn't mean to bring it up right before.
oh, it's been on my mind all day.
Yeah.
His wife wrote me, Kathleen wrote me a really sweet
Oh, because she's sweet like that.
text.
All right, it's 5 o'clock. Let's start this beast.
This beast.
Sure, I was gonna say another B word,
I had to
but
wear
just
You don't
kidding.
have to.
Just jokes. Just
Do what
jokes.
you want around here, we know that.
However you want.
All right, so we're gonna do a little roll call.
Trustee Tarpley,
I'm here.
Trustee Henderson,
Here.
Trustee Brady,
I'm here because Trustee Tarpley's here.
Oh,
Trustee
yes.
Pinkerton,
Here.
Trustee Wood,
I'm here because Trustee Brady's here.
Student
Rude.
Trustee Fulton,
Present.
Vice Superintendent President Walden.
I thought that
Are you
was
here
I'm
for the
here
party?
because I'm paid to be here.
That makes one of
Not
us.
enough. Not enough to put up with us.
All right, any public comments relating to closed session?
No.
No, thank you, Michelle.
Okay.
So we're gonna go over to the closed session now.
The little
And so it
close,
shall be.
is that the little close?
Find your tag, find your deal at Victorville Chevrolet, your Silverado superstore. At Victorville Chevrolet, the red tag price you see is the price you pay. Right now, combine $500 of Chevy red tag bonus cash with Victorville Chevy's holiday sales event and save even more. Plus, with new inventory arriving, it's worth the drive to save at Victorville Chevrolet, your Silverado superstore just off I-15 in Victorville. Or online at vvchevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Introducing Spectrum One. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds of 300 megabits per second, advanced Wi-Fi with best-in-class security and privacy, Spectrum Mobile with unlimited talk, text, and data plus nationwide 5G. Get it all with Spectrum One. Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and one line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for only $49.99 a month. Visit Spectrum.com or a Spectrum store today. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This that once a year, when the world's sincere, and you like to find a way to show the things that words can't say. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? On Christmas Day. Oh, each one of us wishes all of you, all of the dreams that you dream come true. Give love on Christmas Day. On Christmas Day. No greater gift is there than love. What the world needs is love. Yes, the world needs your love. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? Even the ones who have everything still need to feel what a heart can bring. Give love on Christmas Day. Christmas Day. No greater gift is there than love. What the world needs is love. Yes, the world needs your love. Give love on Christmas Day. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, and Ralph too. Give all the love that we feel to you. Give love on Christmas Day. Christmas Day.
Hi, this is Ronnie. Give love on Christmas, and you'll be given the greatest gift of all. True. But this is Bobby. Love is a gift, and I give my love to you. You know, and hi, this is Ricky. Season's greetings in every way for this Christmas holiday. That's true. And might make it a day to remember y'all on this 25th day of December. But this is wrong. And you might have a lot of presents underneath your tree, but love is the only gift that lasts eternally. Merry Christmas, y'all!
On Christmas Day.
Let me guess. Unknown caller? You could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection. The latest innovation from Discover. We'll help regularly remove your personal info, like your name and address, from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data. And we'll do it for free. Activate in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com/online privacy protection.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Strolling down Fifth Avenue, got some window shopping left to do. Rockefeller and Broadway, what a place to spend a Christmas holiday. There's magic in the air everywhere. There ain't nothing like Christmas in New York. Take a horse and carriage ride around the park. Round the world there is Christmas in the heart. But there ain't nothing like Christmas in New York. Take a taxi to Times Square. Snow is falling on neon everywhere. There's no place I'd rather be than in the Apple on rockin' New Year's Eve. There's magic in the air everywhere. There ain't nothing like Christmas in New York. Take a horse and carriage ride around the park.
Head to Camarillo Premium Outlets and Desert Hills Premium Outlets for a happy gifting, super saving, fall decking, pajama matching, bright shining, mega merry holiday. Save up to 65% off at Lucky Brand Outlet, Kate Spade, New York, and UGG. Visit Camarillo Premium Outlets and Desert Hills Premium Outlets to become a VIP and receive additional discounts on jolly good deals.
Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. How does it work? You pick 2 to 6 players, and if they score more or less than their Prize Picks projection, you can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. Didn't get your picks in before the game started? No problem. You can get in the game for the second half. Sign up today using promo code FOOTBALL and get your first deposit instantly matched up to $100. Go to PrizePicks.com or download the mobile app and enter code FOOTBALL to get your deposit match. Some restrictions do apply. See the website for details.
This is a very serious message. So all of you, please listen. There are some people living in this world. They have no food to eat, they have no place to go. But we are God's children, we have to learn to love one another. Just remember they could be us, remember we all are brothers. I'm not trying to darken up your day, but help others in need and show them there's a better way. This one's for the children of the world. This one's for the children. May God keep them in His throne. Many people are happy, and many people are sad. Some people have many things that others can only wish they had. So for the sake of the children, show them love's the only way to go. 'Cause there are tomorrow, and people they've got to know. I'm not trying to darken up your day, but help others in need and show them there's a better way. This one's for the children, the children of the world. This one's for the children. May God keep them in His throne. This one's for the children, the children of the world. This one's for the children. May God keep them in His throne. It's only for the children, children of the world. Oh, this one only for Christmas Eve. I stole behind her in the frozen boots, and I touched her on the sleeve. She didn't recognize the face at first, but then her eyes flew open wide. She went to hug me and she spilled her purse, and we laughed until we cried. Took her groceries to the checkout stand. Food was totaled up and back. We stood there lost in our embarrassment as the conversation dragged. Went to have ourselves a drink or two, but couldn't find an open bar. We bought a six-pack at the liquor store, and we drank it in her car. We drank a toast to innocence. We drank a toast to now, and tried to reach beyond the emptiness, but neither one knew how. She said she married her an architect, kept her warm and safe and dry. She would have liked to say she loved the man, but she didn't like to lie. I said the years had been a friend to her, that her eyes were still as blue. In those eyes I wasn't sure if I saw doubt or gratitude. She said she saw me in the record store, and that I must be doing well. I said the audience was heavenly, but the traveling was hell. We drank a toast to innocence. We drank a toast to now. Tried to reach beyond the emptiness, but neither one knew how. We drank a toast to innocence. We drank a toast to time. Living in our eloquence, another old lang song. Beer was empty and our tongues were tired, running out of things to say. She gave a kiss to me as I got out, and I watched her drive away. Just for a moment I was back at school, and felt that old familiar pain. And as I turned to make my way back home, the snow turned into rain.
The share it with a friend deal even if that friend is yourself. Your McDonald's, your rules.
Live your best holiday season with any small McCafe for $2.50. From hot chocolate made with whipped topping and fuzzy feelings to everyone's favorite peppermint mocha brewed with rich dark roast espresso. 'Tis the season for a $2.50 small, only at McDonald's. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At T-Mobile, we believe people deserve more without paying more, so we keep adding more great benefits. Plus, with our Price Lock Guarantee, we won't raise the price of your rate plan for talk, text, or data.
It's like expecting a Christmas caroler.
Deck the hall with thousands.
But getting a whole choir.
Switch now and take advantage of our Price Lock Guarantee. Get used to getting even more from T-Mobile.
Price lock for rate plan. Price of current on-network service for eligible lines. Excludes taxes, fees, promos, and third-party services. See T-Mobile.com for details.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. In Bethlehem in Israel, this blessed babe was born, and laid within a manger upon this blessed morn. The witch's mother Mary did nothing take and scorn. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. From God our heavenly Father, a blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Hey, man, what are you doing? Hey, man, how you doing, man? I'm doing good, man. What are you doing? I'm getting ready for Christmas, man. Christmas? Wait, what are you gonna do for Christmas? I'm gonna have a rock and roll Christmas. Rock and roll Christmas? What's that? Well, let me just show you. Let's have a rock and roll Christmas just like we used to know. Yeah, rock and roll Christmas and I'll meet you by the mistletoe. We'll rock around the tree. Go Santa, go, go, go. I want a Chuck Berry record and a picture of Elvis too. A pair Did you ever really start to cry over something you just wrote? Well, I'm writing you, my dear, saying it. It's the saddest little note. Is it fair come this Christmas Eve that I should be alone? When he knows how much I'm missing her, would you kindly bring her home? This boy's letter to Santa Claus is gonna tear him up. When he reads how much I'm missing her, it's gonna tear him up. I'm sure if all his reindeer could arrange food on his sleigh, then I'd receive a big bright package and she'd be mine today. I'll be missing you come Christmas, wishing hard, my dear. Missing you come Christmas, wishing you were here. Did you ever really start to cry over something that was said? Well, I'm writing you, dear Santa. It will be the saddest thing you ever read. Is it fair come this Christmas time that I should be without you? You know how much I need you, girl. Would you kindly help me through? This boy's letter to Santa Claus is gonna tear him up. When he reads how much I'm missing her, it's gonna tear him up. I'm sure he'll write a special note to remind him Christmas Eve that he has to mend a broken heart that believes in make-believe. I'll be missing you come Christmas, wishing hard, my dear. Missing you come Christmas, wishing you were here. Right above this VIP, we'll be ranking #1. No sadder request will he receive
On the spot.
All right, we're gonna call to order. Did that? Roll call.
Trustee Tarpley?
Here.
Trustee Henderson?
Here.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Pinkerton?
Here.
Trustee Wood?
Here.
Student trustee Fulton?
Present.
Superintendent President Walton?
Here.
Okay. And then we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance according to this fine agenda we have here. Would anybody like to volunteer?
See Bo out
Don
there.
I
Rosen?
see some fine Hesperia Christian kids out there. How about the Walsh kids come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I forgot what I was saying. Come on, Walsh and Lopez, get up here. Right there to the microphone.
Well, he's
Oh,
already
gosh.
good. Wants to grab the big mic.
He's ready.
Hand over your heart, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was a fine job.
Did a good job.
All right, and do we have a prayer?
Michelle.
Yes, I don't know who it is. I don't have a sheet. I told her 2 or 3. She doesn't have an agenda? Yes, please.
Present.
Joe Brady. I call on Joe Brady to announce something.
President Tarpley, I'd like to
Yes.
introduce Pastor Josh Gerbert, who is going to lead us in our invocation.
Thank you.
Blessing to pray tonight. So why don't we stand to our feet one more time? I always like standing when we're praying, so I'll make you stand one more time and let's pray tonight. Well, gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this Christmas season as we really celebrate the birth of Jesus. Lord, we thank you for our community that you've blessed us with, this great college. We ask, God, that you'll give wisdom tonight. Lord, every decision that is made, Lord, we pray that you'll be a part of that. Bless all these trustees, the time that they put in. Lord, we thank you for our faculty and administration, Lord, and students. We pray, God, your protection upon them, that you'll guide them. Lord, I pray that you would, in a sense, shower this school, Lord, with your mercy and your grace and your wisdom. Bless this evening in Jesus' name. Amen. 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 Thank you.
I've known you for what, 15 years?
Yes.
This is the only time I'm talking to you.
Joe, in the future, can you ask the pastors to forgive me for the curse words that I say in closed session?
Wow. We'd be here all night.
Okay, I'm just saying. That's all I need. Thank you.
True story. Especially tonight.
Yes. Yes. All right. We did that. We did that. Closed session report out. Jeff Morris, come on down.
Thank you, President Tarpley.
Thank you. It's the last time you get to say that for a while.
That's tough.
You'll
tough
go
act to
saying that,
follow. Yeah, no. Thank you, President Tarpley, trustees, President Walden. The board met in closed session beginning at 5:07 PM. All members were present. Closed session concluded at 5:38 PM. On item 2.1, public employee discipline dismissal release, the board did take action in closed session to affirm the stipulated disciplinary demotion of a permanent classified employee and has authorized the superintendent or designee to take all steps necessary to effect the decision. That was on a motion to approve by President Tarpley with a second by President Wood, and that passed 5-0. On item 2.2, that involved the issue of conference with legal counsel regarding a ongoing litigated matter involving CalPERS and the foundation. And tonight there was no reported action, but I do want to report out from the October 13, 2022 board meeting when the board met in closed session, that the board voted at that time to approve a final settlement between the foundation, CalPERS, and the district, finding that all employees, current and former, will retain their status in CalPERS through November 1 of 2022. And that was approved The settlement is now final. It was on a motion by trustee Wood with a second by trustee Tarpley to approve, and that passed 4-1. And then on item 2.3, that was a real conference with real property negotiators. There was no action taken in that matter. And again, closed session concluded at 5:38 PM, and that concludes the report out.
Thank you so much, sir.
Merry
So-
Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. At this time, I will entertain a motion to move all of the public comments made by board members to this moment in time. Would anybody like to make that motion?
Second. I'll make the motion.
Motion by
Move.
Brady. Anybody want to second that action? Get in on that?
Second.
Motion to move the board member public comments at the end to now.
Move them up.
We're just gonna
I'll
end
second
it.
it.
We're gonna end it all now.
Brandon already did.
You already
Brandon did, yeah.
Already did. Okay.
And a second by Wood. And you guys all can vote verbally?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sure, why not?
Aye.
That's everything, sorry. Sorry, friend, down there on the end. I didn't ask for the student advisory.
Oh, Michelle did.
So we are at
Michelle did.
comments.
Correct.
Comments?
Let me, President Tarpley,
Yes.
yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to give you a little heads up about this. It's my bad.
So firstly, I was going to give part one of a three-part, 3-minute presentation on what came out of the San Francisco trip back in November 16th with the CCLC. And I had a senior moment when I walked out of my office without my packet with my 6 color slides. So I'm going to ask President Henderson if he'd be so kind in the January, February, and March meeting to give me three minutes right after the president's report to talk about what came out of that meeting. I'll say one thing before I get into my comments. I was really surprised, considering where the state is financially today and a projected deficit of $25 billion, that there was not one comment made about the fiscal stability of our state and the implications that it has to our community colleges. What I was surprised about was the emphasis made that every community college needs to embrace their new state senator or assemblyman, and in our case, Dr. Walden informed me that shortly after we came back, he received a call from our new assemblyman, Tom Lackey, and a meeting will be held really soon. So that was very encouraging. Tonight, I don't have any really prepared comments, but it's kind of funny looking out into the audience. I know we have some very distinguished members of the foundation here, foundation that I've always supported, I've always felt very, very strong about. And there's somebody in particular, Don Brown, back in 2014, when I became the president of the board and Dr. Wagner was here, Don was president of the foundation. An issue became apparent. It's gone through years and years of issues and finger pointing and all kinds of drama from what I felt. But Don, I want to thank you for, I think you and I both stepped up at the time. We were not the best of friends back in 2014. And I think we both decided that Victor Valley Community College Foundation, our students were more important than any rift that we had. And we've worked very well, I think, together since then on issues that are important. And for those that don't know, it was really the foundation that kind of brought two big competitors together, and I'm proud of that, and it's something I'm very proud of. From that, we all know that there's been an issue about, who found this, or the famous phone call I got from a foundation member on April 15th of 2015 when Ginger Ontiveros, our then executive director, gave notice to the foundation that she was going to move on. And a lot of things have happened in the meantime. Some have been personal, some have been very out. Some I don't think needed to happen, but I am very, very supportive of the agreement that finally came about between CalPERS and CalSTRS. I think this path had to go the way that it went. I think it went a lot longer than anybody wanted. I didn't quite candidly appreciate some of the innuendos that I heard directly or indirectly. We could sit here all day long and point fingers. At the end of the day, we're here for one reason. We're here for student success. I'm here as a trustee, and I'm very proud of it. I just won an election, and it may not be my last. When I promised my wife in 2020 that I would, 2018, that would be my last election, we have come to the realization that I will leave the board and I may run again. I care deeply about this college, I care deeply about this board, and I care deeply about the foundation. And most importantly, I care deeply about students, I care deeply about the education that we can give them and what they can do for our economy. So what I'm going to ask those that are here tonight, and I think that we may hear something here soon, whatever this rift is over this CalPERS and CalSTRS issue relating directly to me as the bad guy who brought this about, I think we need to put it to bed. I think people are tired of it. I hear about it on a really regular basis. I hear the comments, I know where they come from, and I would just ask that we all kind of step up and do what's right, and I think act as adults and do what we think we need to do to make Victor Valley Community College District, its foundation, just a great asset. One last thing, and what bummed me about my presentation tonight, knowing that we were doing this, is I was taking my part 3, which is part 1, and talking about the presentation I went to about California Community College Foundations given on by Santa Barbara. I don't know how many of you have heard their story. They obviously have a pretty healthy endowment, but they shared some stats I'm going to bring in November, and then hopefully, Fred, you can get out to your members. Staggering about the amount of money that Americans give towards charities every year, and ultimately where it filters through churches and universities. And what's really sad at the end of the day, out of educational dollars, only 5% come back to community colleges. So I want to do whatever I can in the next 4 to 6 to 8 years, whatever time I'm going to do this. I am still building a house in Prescott, Arizona, so that's not off the table. It's just construction costs are a little bit more than what we want to spend right now. We're probably going to wait 12 to 18 months. So I want to thank our board for allowing me to speak tonight. President Tarpley, you've been great to work with, and I'd like to thank those that are in attendance from the foundation.
Very kind of you, Joe.
I love you.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
You've been a great president.
Thank
you
you.
were good.
I tried my best. Anybody else want to speak?
I do.
Brandon?
So regarding the foundation issue, I'm glad actually that there's a lot of members of the foundation back here tonight. And that's why we talked about moving this up to say some things before the end of the meeting when normally everybody's either asleep or wishes they were asleep or gone. So I think for everybody who knows me, I'm a person that likes resolution. I'm a person who likes peace. I'm a person who likes for cooperation and for people to work together and people to get along. And so there has been a rift. There's been a rift for a long time between the foundation and Joe. Everybody knows it. It's no secret. I know the foundation was mad when Joe started down this road. I know it created a lot of disruption, a lot of heartache, a lot of hatred going in a lot of different directions. But this is what I would like to add to this. I would like for all the people who are affected by this, all the people who work for the foundation currently and previously, to imagine for a moment that you reach retirement age and you contact CalPERS, CalSTRS, PERS. You contact them now that you've retired, you're no longer employed, and you say to them, "Hi, I'm retired now, and I'd like to get my retirement check." And they say, "You know, we're glad you called because we just realized that you never should have been in this program. This whole thing was illegal. You're not part of this, and so we're not sending you a check." right? Like, this situation was going to blow up sooner or later. And maybe the first person from the foundation that retired, maybe they'd get their check and they could be retired and they'd be happy and life would go on. And maybe the second, maybe the third, maybe I'd be dead and gone, maybe Joe'd be dead and gone, maybe everybody in this room would be dead and gone. But eventually, that situation was going to blow up in somebody's face in an unbelievably devastating way. I mean, imagine being that person, 65-ish, right? You've just packed up your office, you've walked out the door, you're at the RV dealer looking to buy an RV to go on the road or whatever the heck you're gonna do with your retirement. You pick the phone up to call, and your whole life is at your feet, and you can't wait to go live your retired dream, to come to find out that many years ago, long before any of us were up here, that this thing was bad from the start. It was bad right out of the gate. And because somebody, long before any of us were up here, made a mistake, now you're not going to get your retirement check. I can't even begin to imagine how bad that would suck. And I'll say this, that would suck a whole lot worse than all the hate and discontent and the animosity that's slung back and forth between Joe and the foundation. That would suck a whole lot worse than that. And I think for anybody who was a witness to it or a party to it knows that the animosity was pretty bad, right? So while anybody in the foundation can hate Joe and say what they want to say about why he brought that to light and say that he did it on purpose and say that he did it because he was out to get somebody or say that he did it to screw over the foundation or say that he did it for whatever reason he did it, at the end of the day, regardless of what that reason is, and I don't claim, I'm not a mind reader, I don't claim to know the real reason. I don't know, I'm not a lie detector machine. I'm not gonna say that I know something that I don't know. But whatever that reason was, and the road that it's taken us down has ended up in a place where every single current member of the foundation and every past member who's included in that retirement program has been spared from having probably the worst day of their life. So as everybody leaves here tonight, especially the people, and I hope maybe there's people tuned in or maybe some folks in the back row from the foundation can pick up the phone and have a conversation with some people who aren't with us that have moved on. At least look at the good that came from this and try to use that as the foundation to move forward with a relationship where all five of us, and I think the foundation knows, I hope I'm not wrong, I've always been a big supporter of the foundation. I have no animosity towards the foundation or any person on the foundation. I think we all get along, me to you. I think other people do that are up here. But I hope after tonight there can be a new beginning where all five of us up here have a good, positive working relationship. And I think from what Joe just said, he would like for that to happen. He would like to have tonight be the first day of a positive relationship with the foundation. And as somebody who's had to sit here and be a part of it and be a witness to it and had to make decisions about it and vote about it and have to just be involved in those tough calls where you know that every step you take and every call with the lawyer could be a horrible call or a horrible situation or a great situation where it gets resolved, and just to have to deal with the stress and the weight of that as a board member, I want that to be behind all of us. Right? I'm so happy this is over. Unbelievably happy, and I recognize how bad it could have gone for people who were made promises, and I am so happy that it didn't go that way, and I am so happy that this is over and behind us, and I really want it to be over and behind us. So hopefully everybody, Joe, and everybody on the foundation side, hopefully we can look at the positive that came from this and move forward from there. And that's my comment.
Thank you.
Trustee Wood, let me just say this. I'm humbled by your comments. I'm more humbled by your honesty. And, you know, I've always said if I committed murder, I'd want you to give the final words to the jury before I was sentenced, because you're very eloquent about it.
I'd say he's guilty, send him to prison.
I do want to say one thing and then put this thing to rest, and only because it may fill in a gap that many people in the back don't know. I became president of the December of 2014. When this issue was somewhat brought to my attention, and Dr. Wagner had only been here a couple months, we called an emergency dinner on the night of the NCAA football championship in January of 15 at OG's. Mr. Brown was there, I was there, Michael Davis, a renowned attorney with Gresham and Varner, was there, who established the bylaws and all the legal documents, and so was Michael Jasberg, the president of Mitsubishi Cement. And at that dinner, Michael Jasberg and Michael Davis told Dr. Roger Wagner in front of Donald Brown and I exactly what the issue was. There was no way, and it was inappropriate at that time to ever discuss what happened at that meeting. So for those that are watching this, that's what the story is. I'm sticking with it. And Brandon, I cannot tell you how much that I appreciate this, because I think this little rift has hurt a whole lot of people. Thank you.
Anybody else want to make some comments? Beautiful down there.
I already went.
Oh, yeah, you did.
You want to make a comment?
Sharon's going to go, though.
Oh, I thought she meant me.
Thanks. I was talking about Sharon.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to say something about that too. I remember the whole thing. I mean, John was, I think, president at the time when that was all going on. And I remember him saying, Joe is unrelentless. And he did not, he kept going and going and going. And we were really glad that he asked a lot of questions. We admire Joe for asking questions and trying to find out, you know, the bottom of it. And I think we've come a long ways, and I think I like where we're at right now, and I think it's a good place for all of us with the foundation. So that's all I have to say.
That's all you have?
Well, I was going to read it.
You can read.
I was going to read this thing. I was going to be at the end, but if you don't mind if I read it, okay.
Pretend this is at the end, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here tonight.
John sent this to me, so
You're now
I'll read it here.
dismissed.
Okay, we're done.
He was born in an obscure village, the child of a peasant woman. He grew up in still another village where he worked in a carpenter's shop until he was 30. He did none of the things one usually associates with greatness. He had no credentials but himself. He was only 33 when public opinion turned against him. He was turned over to his enemies and was crucified. When he was dead, he was laid in a borrowed grave. 19 centuries have passed, and today he is the central figure of the human race. No one has affected the life of man on earth as much as the one solitary life.
Beautiful. Dennis, do you want to say any parting
I'll just,
comments? Parting comments.
been a strong supporter of the foundation for a long, long time, since I've been on the board. And I'm glad that this happened. I'm glad all those folks that were working hard for the foundation are gonna, finally, they're gonna get paid. You're gonna get a retirement. And there's some, I think there's some kind of a miracle
Oh, yeah.
that it happened, but it did. And I'm grateful for that for that. And I know those people are deserving. And, you know, and all you people on the board, on the foundation now are deserving of it. And I just want to say, I appreciate everything you guys do. You guys support us in numerous ways that we can't even think about sometimes. There's so many ways. So, and I just want to thank everybody on the foundation and for being there and for caring and helping our students. I mean, that's what it's all about, helping the students. And you guys make it a whole lot more possible to help them. And I just want to congratulate you for getting your retirement. I know I'd hate not to have a retirement. I don't know what I'd do without a retirement. So I can imagine. Anyway, that's all I have to say. And I really appreciate everything you guys do.
Would you like to make parting comments now, or
There is no later.
there's no later?
I just want to say Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year.
Beautiful. There you go.
That was the best one of all.
That's the best thing we've heard all night.
Right.
I'm just
Short,
gonna
sweet,
put
concise,
you
and to the
down.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
Like a leader.
All right. So I have not given any comments probably in the whole year.
We're not gonna
So I'm going to take care of that. Don't worry. I got an idea.
We're not going to report.
So I just want to say thank you. He's talking about something else. I'll fix it. Don't worry. You guys, I'll figure it out. I just want to say it's been an honor to sit in this seat, but see you later. And I too very much appreciate the foundation and all the hard work of the volunteers and the staff. Preet at PERS was looking down upon us, the attorney from PERS, and really gave you guys a sweet, sweet deal considering. And I'm super excited that we were able to approve that and make sure that the staff that has worked so hard for the students of this college are able to retain their retirement. I wasn't here for any of the rift. It sounds like it was awful, and let's not do that crap again. How about that?
I don't know how that happened.
I don't
It
know,
was
but
before
I'm
my
just
time,
saying,
too.
it's just, no way, nothing's before your time. What are you
Everything.
talking about, 24 years?
I mean, you know, the school wasn't here when I got here.
Dennis, you were sitting there before they built this building. They
Okay,
built
sorry.
this building around you.
So thank you so much for
It happened
entertaining
26
us.
years ago.
Hey, Brandon, didn't he come here with the ark?
Hey, with the art, 2x2x2. Okay, so moving on from our closing comments, we are going to 3.5, certificate of appointment in lieu of election and oath of office for Dennis Henderson.
Motion second the vote.
We need a motion.
Motion.
Thank you,
Second.
Brady. Second
Second.
from Wood. And a vote.
It's by a computer, right?
Oh, I don't know anymore.
I feel like we need to have some discussion here.
Student advisory on that, are you okay
How
with
about
us?
if we negotiate?
Yay.
Let's
She
negotiate,
said
yeah.
yes. This is a meeting and a
For the
half.
public, the reason they're doing this is because Dennis ran unopposed.
So that
And for the
means you're
county, for this office,
appointed.
he was not on the ballot. So what we have to do for the registrar is appoint, the board has to appoint. This happened for trustees Pinkerton and Tarpley 2 years ago. And so, Dennis, you saved a bunch of money.
Welcome to the
Yeah, let me
club.
tell
Welcome
you.
to the club.
Finally. It took me all this time to get to the.
You gotta vote for yourself, honey.
I do?
Yep.
Dennis, vote no.
I abstain.
No.
I'm gonna
This
abstain.
kid over here, the Weisenheimer. Are you guys going up there?
Trustee Henderson to come
You
down
gotta go
here.
up there.
I gotta go up there?
Yeah.
To abstain
I
for
gotta go
yourself.
up there? I can do it from here.
No, you gotta go up there.
Okay.
Did you get a picture?
Yeah, we gotta get pictures.
Hey, Brandon, I didn't get one of those.
You're gonna skip them, you mean?
The refund check came today.
Okay.
Brandon, did you get a check? The refund check?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are way too punchy. It's driving me crazy. I'm gonna lose my mind. Hush.
So raise your right hand. I, Dennis Lee Henderson,
I, Dennis Lee Henderson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
of the United States and of the state of California
of the United States and the state of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
and that I will bear true faith and
That I will
allegiance
bear true faith and
allegiance
allegiance
to the Constitution
to the Constitution
of the United States
of the
and of the
United
state
States
of
and
California.
California.
And I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion.
that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
about which I'm about to enter.
Okay, you need to sign right here.
I need to go home. You know, you guys just don't ever stop talking. I don't know what you want me to do.
The certificate of appointment in lieu of election.
Okay.
Wow. You can frame that on your wall. Okay, congratulations.
Oh, that's cool.
That's upside down.
Yes, that's fine. I can read upside down. It's fine.
Okay, what do we do?
All right, moving right along.
For the sake of the minutes, I need to, forgot to say this.
Oh, snap.
For the sake of the minutes, I
Good job,
need
buddy.
to say that the official swearing in of trustees Wood and trustees Brady were done prior to the session starting tonight. So the official has been done, but we're going to do ceremonial swearings in as we go forward. So
Because
next
why
week-
not?
So I
Yep.
believe John Pinkerton's gonna do Joe Brady.
3.6, certification, I can't read, of election and oath of office of Joseph W. Brady.
CCIMSOR.
Those.
Joseph
initials.
who?
Joseph W.
Joseph.
Do we? No? Yeah?
No.
No? I don't know.
No, not on this. The voters took action.
Come on up, Pink.
We're on the move now.
Hold your microphone. Oh, God, don't give him the microphone.
You know?
Yeah, you got
I
to
just,
say
I'm,
that to a
I'm,
tape
I'm
recorder.
think I'm gonna
John,
grab my
take that
gun.
away.
you
John,
know?
take it away from him right now.
He's paying for this mic. Raise your right hand. Joseph W. Brady. I,
I,
Joseph W. Brady,
Joseph W. Brady,
CCIM SIOR,
CCIMSIOR,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic.
that I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the United States
and allegiance to the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and the Constitution of the State of
and the
California,
Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation,
without any mental reservation,
without any, pardon me, or purpose of
Pardon me?
evasion,
or what?
or purpose of
Or
evasion.
purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully discharge,
and that I will
well
and faithfully discharge
the duties upon
the
which
duties upon which
I'm about to enter.
I'm about to enter. We got the long version.
We got the long
Oh,
version.
you,
This was actually
Didn't
created
you just
by,
say
this was
something
created
about
by
the
a community
Lakers?
college trustee in the state.
Okay, this part I highlighted. This is Joe Brady right here. It is with the deepest sense of responsibility and conviction,
It's with the deepest sense of conviction.
responsibility and conviction,
Responsibility and conviction,
that I assume my office
that I assume my office
as a trustee of the Victor Valley Community College District.
as a trustee of the Victor Valley Community College District.
And I solemnly affirm
And I solemnly affirm
that I understand my authority exists
and that I understand my authority exists
only when acting collectively
only when acting collectively
with my fellow board members,
with my fellow board members,
and that our authority
and that our authority
is derived from,
and our
that our authority is
authority is derived from
and obliged to serve the interests
and obliged to serve the interest
of our entire community.
of our entire community.
I like that.
That I will exemplify
That I will exemplify
ethical behavior
ethical behavior
and conduct
and conduct
that is above reproach.
that is above reproach.
That I will engage in
That I will engage in
an ongoing process
an ongoing process
of in-service education
of in-service education
and continuous improvement.
and continuous improvement.
That I will be prepared
That I will be prepared
to participate in open, honest, and civil deliberation
and civil deliberations
with my colleagues,
with my colleagues,
vote my conscience rather than to advance any special interest,
rather than to advance any special interest,
and support the decisions
and support the decisions
and policies we make. And that I will honor the division of responsibility
the division of responsibility
between the board and the superintendent president and staff, and contribute to creating a spirit of true cooperation and a mutually supportive relationship in support of our community. So help me God.
So help me God. Let me say this, you know, when you go to these conferences, one of the things you do is try to pick up better practices. I picked that up from a lady at a college in Northern California. After my first term, we've used it 3 times, and I like it because I think it really speaks to everybody.
Brandon and
Yep.
Courtney.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right, 3.7, certification of election of oath of office. Brandon Wood, come on down.
No, not till you say it right.
Price is
I
right.
shall not.
Say it right.
You do what you want to do. I'm not saying it again.
The good news is.
Yeah, they're
that's the
loud.
short version. Although I like that long version.
No, we're doing the short.
John. You don't want the notebook?
No, I gotta put
Donkey Shane.
Okay, repeat after me. I, Brandon A. Wood.
You have to raise your right hand too. Yeah.
Just gonna slap you with it.
I, Brandon A. Wood,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
There you go. Good job. Let me get a picture of the 2 of you.
Like that?
Yep. That's about right. Okay, thank you. Michaela video from off. Oh, good job, Michaela.
Good job.
You got easy on that one.
Now we're gonna
Rotation of officers.
elect a board president.
Let's elect a board president. Who wants it? Highest bidder.
Motion, Dennis Henderson.
Second.
And this is a vote on the computer, correct?
Yes, motion by Brady, second by. Okay.
Should come up on your screens.
Yeah.
Yay.
Sorry,
Dennis, you don't have to abstain in your vote.
I don't have to, I can vote for myself?
Yeah.
Wow, I did.
You vote no if you were smart.
What?
You'd vote no if you were smart.
You ain't wrong.
I can vote for myself?
You sure can.
All right.
I don't know, I blinked.
Did you just say, did it pass?
He did.
Passed.
Shocker.
You barely made it,
Okay,
Dennis.
vote for VP.
Okay, VP. Motion, can I get a motion? Anybody?
Motion.
I'll second. Just a
Who you-
trustee now.
You're motioning for Joe Brady.
Yep, motioning for Joe Brady to be the,
Vice
you
President.
have to
Vice
say the
President?
words, and then I'm gonna second it.
Making a motion that Joseph W. Lee Brady
W.
be
Lee.
the vice president.
CCC.
CCIMSO.
What does that mean?
CCIMSO.
What does it mean?
I have my doctorate in commercial real estate, and I have the two highest. I actually have-
Doctorate?
No, I've got the two highest designations you can get in commercial real estate. I'm one of 950 in the world. And I'm pretty
Wow.
proud of it.
Good job,
That's what the
Joe.
CCIM, it's your doctorate in commercial real estate.
CCI.
Did you vote?
Yay.
Sorry, I don't.
You're already checked out.
Oh, I forgot to vote. Did you vote?
I voted. It's
I forgot
Brady
to
that
vote.
hasn't voted.
I got
Then we have one more.
Yep, the clerk.
Has to be the clerk.
Who's supposed to be the clerk
Hmm.
again?
Sharon Pinkerton.
Are you the clerk?
Motion second.
I'll make a motion that Sharon Pinkerton be our new board clerk.
Second.
Ooh.
I got him. Tyler the runner.
President, you have to let other people make the motions.
Did you hear what she said?
No, he didn't.
What'd you say?
I said, you're the president, so you have to let everybody else make the
Oh, I
motions.
see. Oh, okay, I'm not the president.
Yeah, yeah, you are.
I'm coming up.
We just did
We're
it.
not switching gavel yet.
Here I go.
Gave it.
I
Gave
take
it away.
over
I threw it away.
312. This is 310.
No, you got him. We worked this out with both
I
of
know,
them
I have
today.
it. Look, I'm doing it right here.
They both went through this today.
Thank you.
You're not there yet.
You keep moving the line down. Yes.
Don't touch it.
You better quit talking or he's gonna move it to like March.
I know.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go off to a.
No.
Did you
What?
vote?
Did you vote?
Everybody's
I voted.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone voted.
Doing the-
11.
Now we're
Officer.
gonna take a motion to elect somebody to be the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
school
yeah.
and community college district representative at the annual October meeting next year. Who would like to make a motion to elect one of us?
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Sharon
Oh,
Pinkerton.
thanks.
Let's do it.
I'll second.
Didn't you do it last year?
She sure
I
did.
did.
Yeah, she got
You did a
elected.
great
Yeah,
job.
she's now the
Yeah. Agree.
You
clerk.
ain't getting more
Did you
paid
get
for
all
it.
that? Dennis seconded. Okay, cool. You're so good. Live free and proud.
Now you can pass it.
You got the last two motions?
I passed it weeks ago.
Are you gonna switch or are you gonna?
I gave him the gavel.
Oh,
He's
wait.
good. Do you want me? I thought we weren't moving chairs. I can move. I don't care. I'll go out to my car.
You're moving,
We're good.
Okay.
moving to that chair.
Okay, Dennis, it's all yours.
Still waiting on.
Yeah, we didn't vote on, oh,
Oh.
voting on my vote?
Yeah, we need your vote.
I was trying to check the date of the big meeting, yeah, in October, but we should have asked, do you want the job?
Should have come up now.
She's like, I'm already
Okay,
elected.
I'm gonna start with announcements
2 or 3 years in a row.
of items deleted or corrected from the agenda.
All right, there are two.
Crazy.
There are two.
We have a consent agenda item 8.15. Vendor name is Bear Valley Country Club, not County Club.
That's just a
And
little.
then that's a correction. And then a duplicate, we're moving item 8.31, board payment report. It was in there twice, so we're removing 8.31.
What is it?
Dr. Walden?
The monthly board payment report.
Okay.
Okay.
It's actually called Bear Valley Country Club at Spring Valley Lake. But it's okay. Just for future. They're trying to create that identity there.
If that's the official name, we can amend the minute.
Yeah, it's just country instead of county.
Not in that.
Not a big deal.
Okay. We'll leave it up to you.
That was the conversation.
So, Mr. Chairman or Board President Henderson, I have to adjust as well. Because of all of the time concern tonight and also a lot of tumultuous things in my office over the last couple of weeks, we're asking to waive the board trustee goals for
We
tonight.
have it, we were gonna take a motion to
We
delete it.
didn't, you don't need to delete it.
Okay, good.
We got it
I'm
all.
just saying that we will pass them over tonight.
Let's do it. Let's
So you're
skip
gonna delete
it.
that from the
We talked
agenda?
enough.
No votes necessary.
We've said so many words tonight.
Then we go to the president's report.
Let's do it, yeah? Are you in? Make it so, sir.
President's report.
All right, so is this working? Hello? Okay. As per the last board's retreat, in which, she hates retreat, but retreat, in which the board said that it wanted a regular report, I think every 3 months, is it? Or every 2 months? Something like that, Michelle? Anyway, it's time for Todd to come up here, Dr. Scott, who is our accreditation liaison officer for the college. Every college has only one, and he's ours. That position is appointed by the president. And he's going to give us a update of the progress on the ACCJC report that's due to the commission in August.
Thank you. Looking for my maestro.
Or your fancy slides.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a wink?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Double wink?
He's got a twitch.
So just a quick reminder of our timeline and process. So as Dr. Walden stated, we have an institutional self-evaluation report. You'll often hear that referred to as ISER, the ISER. And it's included evidence is due to the ACCJC on August 1, 2023. And then there's a team of peers that the ACCJC selects that will review that report during the fall term of 2023. And then they provide formative feedback to us, and it's via core inquiries. So if they have any additional information or something's not clear to them, or they want to see additional evidence, they will provide that feedback to us, and it's called a core inquiry. And so it comes in a later slide, but so we have until spring of 2024 to address those core inquiries, whether it's additional evidence or clarification on some of the language that we've used. And so some of those individuals that on the team that have their lead in these core inquiries, they will come to the college and then conduct interviews or gather any additional evidence that they needed to collect. And then they will provide the summative feedback via a team report, it's called, to the ACCJC. And then in June of 2024, the ACCJC Commission will take action on our accreditation. So it's there's several different actions they can take. Full accreditation without any additional evidence or any follow-up reports is what we're aiming for. But they do have some other actions they could take. So it's changed a bit. So I don't know if you recall from ICERs in the past, they were 300 pages or very long and flowery, which if you haven't gathered by now, I'm not a flowery type of person. So And then they finally saw their way to my line of thinking. So they basically they just want the facts, right? So when we're responding to the standards, they just want the facts. They just want they want us to tell them, what did we do? Why did we do it? What were the results and what did we learn from it? And that is the information we passed along to our writing teams, which I'll identify later. So, and what we've heard at a conference from the ACCJC president is there's really no need for an ICER to be longer than 100 pages. So that's kind of what we're aiming for, very short and sweet and to the point, and provide evidence and then carry on. Tim? So this is kind of a little bit of a closer look at that. By the way, all the fancy stuff I've just copied other people's slides. So, so there's that self-review, that self-evaluation, the ICER, that peer review in there in the middle is what I talked about when the visiting team, the peer review team takes a look at our ICER, and then they do their focused site visit during those 2 semesters, and then that commission review in June or they take action in June 2024. There you go. So we do have time to adjust or prep for some of those core inquiries. Time to fix things if if things need to be fixed. Tim? So basically, in the fall of 2023, when we first submit it, they do a kickoff with the college, they do an open forum, and they do an off-site team meeting at a hotel to be determined later, a secret place where they meet. So they review our standards, they identify any standards where clarification is needed, and then they develop those core inquiries for us to look at. Tim? And then in spring 2024, like I said, that subset of team will visit, they'll conduct interviews, they'll have another open forum, and then they'll do their team meetings, and then they'll report out an exit report to us. And like it says, the purpose is to just get clarification and make any team recommendations that they have. And then they result in that peer review team report, which they submit to the ACCJC. Tim? So we have a lot of great people involved in our writing, and there's 4 standards that we have to write on and provide evidence on. And I just wanted to put those individuals, I just wanted to list them. They have a lot of work to do. We initially met with them last week and just to check their progress. And they're still getting used to it. They're still getting used to the new format. They're still collecting their evidence, and they've begun their writing. And I've decided to give them a month to do that. So we will reconvene these standard writing teams and just find out their progress. And that will be in February. Find out their progress, where they're at, and then I, as the ALO, I can pivot or get some additional evidence or just find out what help these teams need. I have to call out all of these people, but especially Julia Wendt. She's really taken on a large portion of this writing. She's our SLO coordinator. She's been our program review coordinator in the past. So she's has been on or is on a visiting team, was involved in the rewriting of the standards with the ACCJC. So she's really, really important to us and the writing of this, and really appreciate her participation in this. And Regina Brown is our new program review coordinator and professional development coordinator. She's going to help out on that standard 1. Tim? So standard 2, again, you'll see Julia Wendt's name there, and a lot of people I want to just call out too. Mason Blanche, he kind of stepped up and wanted to take the lead, completely voluntary for our non-instructional program review, and he's been doing a great job getting, contacting people and helping them through that non-instructional program review, which is a big part of our accreditation, is program review. It's like, what did we do? How did we do it? We've got the resources. Now what improvements has the college made for those resources that we've handed out? Tim? And then the standard 3 is resources, fiscal resources, human resources, as you see the individuals listed there. And again, Brian Peters from IT, he's really taken this very seriously. And, you know, but when our last meeting, he's really done an awesome job. He's asking the right questions about the evidence that needs to be gathered and identifying gaps that we can fix before we submit our ICER. And then standard 4 is, of course, Dr. Walden and Michelle. She's, I got to call her out too for all the things she's done up to this point.
Yes.
And especially Jan Espinoza, who's putting all this together, who's searching evidence. She has really put a lot of time and effort into collecting evidence that we can give to the writing teams as a sample for writing this ICER report. So February, very rough draft. We'll meet with the writing teams, and Dr. Walden has directed that, you know, he wants to see a rough draft in March. And then that will come to you before August for approval or revisions or whatever you deem necessary, so.
Yeah, the plan is to submit to the board at the July board meeting for your approval. So you'll get the report at least a couple of weeks ahead of time so you can read through it and have any comments or last thoughts. And we can make final edits after your vote, but we just need your approval to go forward and get it in the mail. It all has to be submitted electronically now. So back in the day, we used to have to print them up and visiting teams would come and we had to have a room this size with tables all around and boxes of evidence. And boy, is technology our friend when it comes to accreditation.
For sure.
Those days are over. We're going to write the report so that if you're reading along and it says evidence, it'll be a hyperlink, click,
Nice.
and it'll take you right to the evidence.
Okay.
So then you can come right back to the report and keep reading.
Yeah, so the language should be really, really clear. And we're gonna have a lot of people review and edit that just, you know, before you see it, so. All right,
Awesome
Thank
job.
you.
thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Dr. Walden?
Yes.
When I went to school and I went to college, I never heard the issue about accreditation until I came to Victor Valley Community College. In the first couple of years I was here, Dennis remembers this, we almost lost our accreditation. I mean, we were literally a ship, had taken on a lot of water. I just threw away the report. I was given the morning after I was inducted on February 2nd. I was inducted on February 1st, about 9 o'clock at night. And the next morning I was given this book and it said accreditation. I was literally afraid to say anything to anybody because I never really thought about accreditation in any of the other schools I'd gone to. It was just an automatic. And then I got here and we were really in trouble. And your description about the boxes and what you go through and your comment about we're going to make it down to 100 pages, I remember the fear, like it was yesterday, of Barbara Bina walking on this campus. And I remember the community colleges going after her and her leadership statewide. And it wasn't one college, it was numerous colleges because it was almost like that commission was out to bury a bunch of these community colleges. I mean, look at San Francisco almost, they almost shut down. So Todd, I will tell you this, as I sat and watched you tonight, man, I just sat and I thought, wow, 12 years have gone by and things are a whole lot different. The attitude's a whole lot different. And I think we all understand what you're doing. And I really understand as a trustee, and it's embarrassing to say this, when I became a trustee, I didn't understand the problem that we were having with accreditation until I delved into it. It wasn't until probably about 4 months ago, I've got 3 file cabinets of stuff from the college that I just keep putting in there and throwing away, that I finally threw away that first one. Because I kept going back to it. Page 52, we talked about the budget, and we were really underwater back at the time. So, Dr. Walton, thanks for you, and thanks, Todd, for your team, and thanks for acknowledging those people on there. So I think that Julia's been here for a while doing that. And to write this, I can't imagine how to write that. It has to be written in a certain way. And when you talk about flowery, what I read in 2001 when I got it was not flowery at all. It was really boring. So I could only, as a business guy, read about 10 pages at a time and put it aside and come on back. So I really take my hat off to every one of you and Dr. Walden and your team. It's a tough job, and I don't think people really understand how tough it is to do.
And it's definitely a team effort. There's no way one person.
No way.
Although I will say many years ago, we went to a college, just hadn't been there long, and the final report was so bad that the president said, she gave one standard to me, another one to a vice president, another one to one of the deans. And she said, you're each going to a hotel and I'm taking the fourth one, and we have to rewrite the entire document. And this was a week before we had to submit. I ended up using 12 words of what the college had already written. And that was nightmarish. So, yeah, it has been done by a few, but not good. And we did come out of that okay, but it was not something I'd ever want to relive. So thank God for this wonderful team. Fantastic individuals. I was reading all their names up there. Real excited to see who's participating.
You've got a great team here.
So ASB goals.
ASB goal number 6, ASB will work with facilities management to ensure all restrooms on campus are sanitary and in compliance with local, state, and federal and ADA guidelines, including but not limited to feminine hygiene products, wheelchair accessibility, diaper changing stations. M&O staff has purchased 8 feminine product hygiene dispensers that will dispense free products. They will be installed once the supplies arrives. They will be installed in strategic locations throughout the campus, i.e. the SAC, the ATC, One Stop, etc. I want to thank Kevin and Christina for their work and following through to provide this important service for our community. And our goal number 8, acknowledging the importance of communication between Victor Valley College and students, and the ASB will promote an awareness to students, services, activities, and connections that will better serve them. The student app, Instagram, and Facebook are regularly updated by the PR Center and PIO office. Thanks to Robert and his staff for ensuring this happened.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Facilities update.
Yes, John Nolan.
Okay, there's a lot going on in facilities. Yeah, I've got a few pictures to show. So our Rams Cafe is nearing completion. We got a couple of fire life safety issues, certifications to tie up, and it should be ready and finalized by the end of the year. We have hired a food service manager who's going to start after the new year. We'll start putting the staff together and ready to open this new food service facility to the students and the staff. So this is one of the service lines with some cooking appliances in the back. Go ahead, Tim. This is the other service line. There's a pizza oven in the back. You'll notice the nice, beautiful colors that the architects picked. Next slide. This is the back washing room with a full washing facility, racks to put all the plates and serving pots and pans and everything to let them dry. Next slide. This is the back kitchen area. It's got some kitchen appliances and some food prep areas. All nice, brand new stainless steel, brand new hoods, brand new exhaust system, brand new HVAC system, COVID compliant. So that kitchen, that facility is going to be ready to go, and hopefully sometime this spring, we'll have it open for students and staff. The goal of this kitchen is going to be not to make money, but to break even, keep costs down, keep the food simple, well, very good tasting food at a low price for the students and the staff. So that's our goal when we'll be operating. This is not going to be the fancy Desert Rock Cafe that Tyler's running, where you can sit down and get a fancy meal. This is going to be get them in, get them out, and fill up that SAC dining area full of students and keep them on campus.
And that food service manager is Michael, what's his last name?
It's Venice, yeah.
So he is,
Long Venice.
Michael Venice is mentored and taught by Tyler, and is Tyler's right-hand man. And we had Tyler in on the interviews. He really struggled with our selection because he said, even though he's the right guy, I don't know what I'm going to do without him on my side. So,
I work with his
so you
wife,
can
so I
pray
mess
for
up.
Tyler, and somebody can fill the gap. But we're glad to have Michael. He's going to be fantastic. He's
Yeah.
all ready to go.
He's been here a
Tyler's the
long time.
best kept secret in the high desert when it comes to food.
Yep.
Okay, so if you haven't been on campus, down there on the lower campus on Fish Hatchery, and seen all the dust flying and the trucks and heavy equipment operating, here's some shots of what's going on down there. This is a new 8-inch sewer line that we're putting in to service the facility, the event center and the grandstands and that area. Another shot of the sewer lines. This is a new manhole that was installed. This was an undocumented abandoned septic tank that we found and had to remove, and that's on the change order that's on the consent agenda for approval. So that had to be removed. This is Southern Cal Edison a couple weeks ago when we shut down on a Thursday night. Because the main power ran right through the middle of the field, so we had to relocate the power. So we put in the conduits, and then Southern Cal Edison brought in a contractor and put the wire in and put in this new switchgear right there on the corner of going down towards the M&O, right next to the fish hatchery. So that was, they got the power back on. It went down at 10 p.m. and they got it on at like 5:45 a.m., 15 minutes early. So we were holding our breath on that. So this is the Overx at the home bleachers. So Overx is a geotechnical term. So the soils in this area, per our geotechnical investigation, we had to Overx, and that means dig down below grade 19 feet. And then the original plan was we were going to hit good soil down there, and then you put 2 feet back in, you compact it, and you have to test it every 2 feet coming back up, so that we have a nice stable foundation for whatever we're putting there. This is the bleachers. So we had to do it at both bleacher sites, which is the home site, the visitor site, and the event center itself. So if you drove by the site at the right time, you could see the equipment going down in the hole. So they had to go down 19 feet. We got down to 19 feet, and it was still some moist clay down there. So it wouldn't pass compaction testing. So they went down a couple more feet, hoping they'd hit some more stable ground. And they didn't do that. So you see all this rock. The geotechnical engineer said, well, you're going to have to bring in this rock and put a base down and then start compacting on top of it. So at all 3 locations, plus the light poles, we have to do this treatment. Now, we kind of knew when we bid the project that there's soil issues down there. We get closer to the riverbed and things start getting wet. So we had a $200,000 allowance in the bid for unforeseen soil conditions. So we don't think we're going to reach the whole 200,000, but it's going to be close. I don't know, I think there was close to 150 truckloads of that rock that were brought in. So this is the over-X after, so they filled it in, they're over-Xing at the home bleacher side again, and keep going. Backfilled it all, so now it's all up to grade. Another shot. So here's the over-X on the visitor side, which is, that's Fish Hatchery Road right there, right next to the, so they're doing the same treatment there at the visitors bleachers. And then we get to the event center. So there's some of the rock they put in the event center area. And then we have a certified building pad, which is all nice and level and up to grade. And then we start, next slide, cutting the footings. So this footing here is 12 foot wide. I mean, it's got some serious concrete and steel. So that's one of the footings for the buildings, and they're working on those right now as we, this is the underground electrical that's coming in to the electrical room. This is some more of the, this is the backside of the electrical room on this west side of the event center. That's some ductwork and data and electrical on the west side of the building. Data and power on the south side of the building. So that these duct banks will go across Fish Hatchery and tie into our fiber lines for internet connections. Next slide. That's it. So there's a lot going on down there, and can you raise your hands? Tell me you've been by there to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Never go do it.
Upset.
Okay. How about everybody else? All right.
John, stupid question. Is that footing larger because of the soil down there?
Yeah.
That's
So,
a big footing.
yeah, there's 2 or 3 really huge footings.
Place where we're gonna go, that's where we go when there's an earthquake, we go to that
Yeah,
building.
that's gonna be the one building that's for sure gonna be there a long time. So other projects we got going on across campus, we're doing some exterior painting and some flooring at the new the Child Development Center. That's been awarded. We're doing exterior paint on this 10A next to us. We're doing interior and exterior paint and flooring and plumbing at the new cosmetology building, 66A and B. We've got hydration stations going, and those are the bottle fill. We're replacing all of our old style water fountains up here on the upper campus. That project's going on right now. We've got an energy monitoring project that just started. We're doing, of course, Building 52 will be ready for the spring semester. So it should be ready at the end of January, first part of February. I think spring starts 13th of February, so that better be done. Because Todd's scheduled classes in there.
It's not a barn anymore?
So that's some of the things going on. We did get with our state scheduled maintenance money, I've got 24 projects, about $7.5 million, so all scheduled for the next few years. So we've got a lot of work to do. So there'll be a lot, you'll see a lot of contracts coming through. Okay, any questions?
Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
You know, John, it's kind of good that we get that because the state's got a $25 billion
Oh, I know.
deficit so far. And you notice they're not saying anything about it anywhere. No.
Yeah, we'll hear, when you get back from Christmas, you'll hear it. So, I want to say this is, the foundation is going to come up, and I really appreciate what the trustees said tonight, particularly in regard to thank God that this is over, this issue. When I first got here, Roger sat me down and gave me his version of things, and he explained how that the college had self-reported and that we had this in front of us, and then he said bye. And so with that, I began to work with the foundation, and They've been fantastic. They got a good attorney on their side. We had them on our side, and they worked together. They were not in opposition to one another. Our attorneys worked with theirs. And as Brandon said, you know, someday this could have blown up and probably would have. I have heard of it happening in other places. So both CalSTRS too, for some employees is a problem because you have to have an academic assignment in order to be in CalSTRS. And so we were alerted just a few years ago when I was working in LA that if certain positions were not covered correctly, that they could end up just getting, here's your money back at the end, and CalSTRS would not. So the district, LA district, did an audit, and I was involved in that, and I had to correct some of the positions that reported to me, so that people could have their retirement guaranteed. Nobody wants to go and get there, and as Brandon said, and then it just doesn't happen. So I'm glad that this is resolved for all employees, and then moving forward tonight, later, the board's gonna vote on making the foundation an auxiliary. We've got a position, asking for a position of the executive director later in the agenda tonight. So I have found the foundation to be a friend to me in my position. They've been fully supportive, 100%, since I've been here, and I've loved working with them, and there's been a lot of good work done for the students. I think one of the things you're doing tonight is covering your audit. Is that right? So I don't know who's doing that. Is that you, Shannon? Okay, so come on up and give us your report and go over the audit with us. I was in the Finance Committee meeting when we went over the audit. So I attended that. They meet at ungodly hours. They get up before God. Do this stuff. But
All righty, so I think this is my 6th year doing this. So, and it is, I know the foundation laughs at me because I'm like, oh, this is good, this is all good stuff. But before I get started, I do want to say thank you. I came on the board in 2016 and everything was a hot mess as far as the CalPERS issue. And I did have clients that came to me. I do reverse mortgages, and CalPERS had pulled their benefits. So there is nobody who understands more importantly how this was for those employees to make sure they were taken care of. So it was painful in lots of ways. It could have been easier, but it's done, right? And so I got a lot of thank yous to people that worked really hard on this, okay? And so this is part of our financial thing. But the people in the back row, Casey and Fred and Dawn, this has been something that all 33 board members have known about, but executive committee has had their hands in it all the time with Dr. Walden. And I gotta say, in 2018, when Mike Nutter came on, that's kind of when everything really geared up. And we had to start meeting with BB&K and all the different things. And behind the scenes, what you guys did not see was Mike and I have learned more about CalPERS than any business people should ever know about CalPERS. I mean, the ins, the outs, the whatever. I just had stuff coming across my desk from the attorney today. And it has been hard. It has been hearing after hearing. What you guys did not see is we had all these hearings that we had to go to or not go to. When I got my plaque for outgoing president, it was the 2 C's, COVID and CalPERS. Those are the 2 things that I got. And I think Brandon had described it, but it was like some colorful metaphors. I can't say it because we're being recorded. We're talking about my presidency. But there are all of the people that really, really, really put their heart and soul into this for a long time. And again, Dr. Walden's been right there with us and many of you guys too. I really got to hand it to staff. Glynis, I don't know how many times they asked for different numbers, different ways. And she always did it with a smile, and she is our one last remaining employee since this all started. Wow. So she is it. And she has stuck with us no matter what. And then obviously Chris and Kirsten and Irene, everybody else has moved along on the way. Journey was tough. And so, but it's good that it's there. Like I said, I got stuff today. We're not quite done on a few just last minute things. But we do thank you for those that have really supported us. And again, I can't imagine getting to the end and getting that call, because I had someone call me and someone got to the end and they got that call and it was devastating. So I've seen it happen, just the way that it did. But lots of good people, lots of support, and I can't tell you, it has been 33 people, executive committee and staff working very hard for a lot of years. And thank you for all you've done. I appreciate it. All right, fun stuff now. We're going to move right into the audit. So Tim, yeah, there we go. All right, we have not changed our auditors. We do ever so often, but it's not time to yet. But Smith Marion, you can kind of see up there, hasn't changed. They're still doing all the cool stuff that they've always done, and they specialize in nonprofits. And so I feel like we're in very good hands. The audit report that I just handed out, I know you guys will just be scouring it and enjoying it, reading it tonight. Very engaged, because people love audits. But anyway, we have a clear audit. So when you look at that first page, the first paragraph, they've moved the paragraph around a little bit. And that's, when I get an audit back, I used to be an auditor, I go right to that report, and I really could care what the rest of it says, as long as it says it's clear. And we have had a clear audit forever, and that's just a testament to staff. And again, I know Glennis hates it when I do this, but she is just pretty amazing. Just real quickly before I get into the slides, Smith Marion did a really good job over the years of putting this into a very concise, easy PowerPoint, to present to you guys, instead of me going through all 19 pages of the audit. So if you look at pages 3 through 8, that's kind of the numbers. You can kind of look through the numbers. But if you really want to understand the numbers, read pages 9 through 19. So any of the stuff that I'm doing tonight, this is all the backup. Let's go to the next slide, Tim. Okay, the assets that we have, they bundle these up for us very easily. Take a look at our cash, our investments, property and equipment, pledges receivable, and accrued interest. And again, you can look at the backup documentation, either that, or if you would like, we've got like a 1,000-page tax return report too that you can always go through. It's pretty long. So you just take a look at that. You can see we're in very good shape as far as the assets that we have. Next page, please. This is the liabilities, very little liabilities. Those are basically just a scholarship that and you have to remember this is as of June 30, okay? So remember, that's our fiscal year, July 1 through June 30. And the very small payables, just a few things here on one scholarship that we hadn't got paid out and different things like that. Next page, please. Net assets. When I first started being an auditor, we had all these, terms that you couldn't understand. They've really made it easy. Perpetual in nature, purpose restricted, and undesignated. They're pretty self-explanatory. Tells you the perpetual in nature. Those are more like our endowments. They're going to go on in into perpetuity. Purpose restricted, grants and scholarship. Undesignated, that ends up being our champions of educations, President's Circle, things like that. All right, how we made our money. Next slide, please. Donations, you can take a look there at that number. In-kind donations, event revenue, membership dues, and investments. Everybody knows the stock market's going up and down right now, but that's how it's been forever. And that's where we are on that. Next slide, please. Expenses by function. Where did we spend our money? This is always a number every year that I point out. 87 cents out of every dollar goes back to students. Okay? 87 cents. That's very good. Auditors always give us lots of praise on that. Management in general is 8%, fundraising 5%. Major expenses, what we spend money on. Other operating expenses, again, refer back to the audit report. That's $292. Scholarships, $665. Grants awarded, over $1 million. And equipment and supplies, the $187,462. And if you needed to find the breakdown on those, go to page 6 of the audit report. Cash flows, this is one of my favorite statements in any kind of financials. Most people don't get it, but it's kind of a cool thing. Anyway, it just tells you your net, this is your cash as you're looking through it. This just gives you your cash provided by operating, investment, and your increases in cashes year over year. And then again, like I said, look at the notes and read those. This is always something that we have battled with probably forever, ever since I've been doing this, is note 10. And that always is monies. There's $1,252,000 this year that goes directly to the college that the foundation gets on the behalf of the college. It just bypasses our financials though and goes straight to you guys. So that's, and this can be, depending on the years with the grants that are available, can be as high as 5 million some years. This one's a little bit lower this year. There was not as much. I think they're giving you guys all the money directly right now. And then the next one, Form 990. If you want to go to our tax return, this will help you kind of navigate it. If you want to go line by line, kind of tells you where to go to look for whatever. This is a pretty cool form instead of having to read through all of your 990. And then one thing, next slide please. I wanted to add some things this year to our audit report. This was something that Irene did for us. And it's always the intangibles that you guys don't see, okay? The reputation, the business people, the students, and, campus, this is going beyond the dollar, the intangible assets, campus relations. So the foundation works year-round to support various programs on campus. We aim to recall all opportunities for programs, often reminding them of potential grant funding or in-kind gifts. We include them in various VVC events to demonstrate their success in the community. Okay? Campus relations. If you're ever sitting in the office with Glennis, there are students coming in and out all the time. Between Glennis and Chris and Irene and all them, they're constantly doing that. Community. We couldn't have done a slide big enough to show all of the community leaders in the High Desert, past president, and that have been involved in this college and doing great things. The community relations with the mission statement, our mission statement is to make friends and raise funds, pretty simple. And to better support the community and community relations and assist us in illustrating the benefits of the students, the college success in our local community. We strive consistently to stay connected with our community and create long-lasting partnerships and friendships as we help individuals identify how they can make an impact and take pride in doing so. We were trying to dig way back into some faces that we haven't seen for a while. It's just that deep on the community that has been involved all these years. And then finally, going beyond the dollar, some more intangible assets. Again, what I kind of really talked about a little bit was the student relations. The relationships we cultivate with our students help us identify how best we can serve them moving forward. Another mission we often work toward is connecting our students to the local community, demonstrating the possibilities of them achieving opportunities and giving back to their communities. I sit on Mountain Desert Economic Partnership with Dr. Walden, Kirsten, and maybe others in this room. We are so connected and working together now. I really feel like in the last 5 years, even though a couple of them were COVID, people know what other people are doing. College knows what high school is doing. High school knows what college is doing, and on and on. And that has been something, I've been on that group for about 5 years, and it is really, even working with builders and employers and workforce development, and it just seems that some of the connections, and those are the intangible things that we see that happens with the college here. And then finally, because as you identified earlier, as soon as I get done, we will all walk right out the back door because we're going to go home. When you get to one of the agenda items a little bit later on down there, you're going to see that we total contributions from Victory Valley College District Foundation for July through September 22 are $913,329.02.
Wow.
So let's give a hand for that, if nothing else. So,
And 2 cents.
and 2 cents. You want those 2 cents? Ever heard of?
The 2 cents.
Give me your 2 cents. Ever heard that? We're gonna put that in there. All right. Questions? Anything?
Actually, a comment. I've seen a lot of audits and we've seen a lot of reports. Shannon, I don't think I've ever met anybody that gets more excited about doing a report like this.
It's good stuff, right?
I'd rather watch paint dry on
This
a
is
wall
good.
than have to read it.
You know, I have to
Um,
say, our board indulges us all the time.
No, thanks. I mean, you obviously make it fun, but that's what you enjoy. Before you all go, I do have a little email I want to read that hopefully will bring you all a smile on your way out the door. During my successful campaign of raising a lot of money, I raised this dollar, which was not expected, from an individual who's asked to remain anonymous. I would like to work with Fred and with Kirsten on connecting these two. The email came on Saturday, November 12th at 6 o'clock at night. It said, Joe, congratulations on being elected again handily. Blank, my wife and I would like to give some books inscribed to the students of Victor Valley, he said JC, Community College by the authors of those books, as well as a donation of $10,000. On a strictly anonymous basis, if there has to be a name attached, you can use that of my family member, and I'll divulge that later. Figured you could help out how to do this and what might be worthwhile need for the school, maybe direct me in that regard. Most of my classes, so this person came here, most of my classes were night classes there while I was still in high school, so I can't think of something maybe this could be for the teachers of night school classes that rank highest with students to take a vacation teacher enrichment trip of their choice or choices. With all the government money that gets thrown around, this might be chicken feed and a hassle, but it might be something that they can use or something that otherwise would not be able to do. If it does go to the general fund of the college, that is okay as well. I had a conversation with him. I told him it would not be going to the general fund. Thank you, Joe, and if something comes up needed, don't be afraid to ask. He's given me the contact of his associate in the office. I spoke to them the other day, and I told them I would be getting together with Fred and Kirsten probably right after the beginning of the year. So, good news. But they want to remain anonymous.
We'll always take money.
Good
We're never going to turn it away. One of the things that we started a couple years ago was to make sure people understood endowments. Lots of times people thought that you have to do that, you know, in when someone's already gone, and you do not have to. And that in that year alone, we brought in, I think, $75,000, $80,000, and people going, hey, I want to enjoy it and recognize it, and grandkids or whatever for the future. So that's a great way. But get with Kirsten; she'll have ideas for that money. All right, any questions? That's it. We're out.
We love the foundation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to skip the COVID because you told me last month to do that, so I'm skipping.
Oh, yeah. Kirsten wanted me to let you know the reason she's not here tonight is her mom's having surgery. So right now, so that's why she's not here.
Goodness.
So I have some final things to discuss here as part of my report. One is, you know, we were solidly up 20% in enrollment, FTS, and headcount this semester. Would you like to know what winner is as of this today?
Yes, please.
27%.
36% in headcount. 36% more students this far out from the beginning, comparable day for winter.
What? You guys are amazing.
And don't
Mr. Pinkerton, you heard that, huh?
Don't overreact to the next number because it's spring. Because we're still a little ways to spring, and we did start, Art, about 2.5 weeks early in enrollment. So when we say comparable day, last year we had started later. So we started earlier enrolling, so more students have enrolled early, so we don't know. But as of today, spring is up 57% in headcount for the spring.
57%?
So right before Christmas last year, we have 57% more students coming in the spring than we had just before Christmas last year.
Could you ever come back to the board and say we have a problem that we don't know where we're going to put everybody?
We're there. We're getting there.
That's a Todd Scott problem.
Well, that's a really.
We're getting there. It's starting to be a challenge, right, Todd?
The board doesn't want to hear that nonsense.
You know, Todd,
It's a Todd Scott problem.
What was it, 3 months ago you explained to us how you schedule manually? Okay? That's like, Wow, that reminds me of when I went to college.
And it's not just a facilities issue, it's a personnel issue. Getting faculty to come and teach. Even in some of our, I think, Todd helped me, but I think 3 or 4 of our full-time searches this year were failed searches. We didn't get anyone. And we're out for about 4 right now, I think, correct? That sound about right, Monica? 3 or 4? So we're trying to hire full-timers, and then it's getting really difficult to get part-timers. So that's a good problem, but a sad problem.
It's a national problem.
And man, we've got to, we're just, I peeked my head into Chris Piercy's,
Still paying people to serve.
because they've now lifted the 10% limit on your dual enrollment. And we have such great relationships with the high schools, just like none I've heard of anywhere in the state. I stick my hand into Chris Piercy's office and I say, how it's going? He said, I'm trying to find teachers, every day. You can go by and he'll tell you that. So bless him in that regard. So that's that. You've said you wanted, Trustee Pinkerton down here was the one with the strongest voice on this, that she wanted regular enrollment reports. So here I am. Hope
Thank
you
you.
like it. And a lot better to report this than it's going down, right? Now, recently, I got to say this in a public meeting. Victor Valley College was identified as one of a very small group of finalists for the annual Dr. John W. Rice Award for Advancing Diversity, Equity, and Student Success Award. If you don't know who Dr. John Rice is, he is Condoleezza Rice's father. And so they set up this award in his honor. And you do not get nominated for this award like most awards. Someone has to nominate you. Or we didn't apply for it. You don't get to apply. It's sort of like the Aspen Prize. Your data has to say you qualify. So they called me from the chancellor's office and they set up an interview with me and 2 of the vice chancellors. And I brought a team together with me, Amy Sewell, who's over here tonight, and Todd Scott, and Lorena Dorn, who's right back there too. And boy, they make us look good. It was fantastic. And here's what we found out. They said the reason we're talking to you is because over the last 4 years, the number of individuals who completed transfer level English at Victor Valley College in their first year has increased by 26%. And the number that have completed transfer level math increased by 45%.
Wow. That's good.
And it was just the data that got their attention.
Wow.
And they're like, what the hell are you guys doing? Because that's what they were asking. And then one of the last questions they asked was, does this have anything to do, or you just have more people? Is that why you got these numbers? I said, well, actually, it's the opposite. Because if you were asking about this semester, which we know is up, but these students haven't finished their classes, so they're not in that number. Those numbers went up 26 and 45% respectively, while our enrollments plummeted by 20%. So that makes those numbers even more powerful. And they were literally just, I don't know if they, when they were signing off, I said, aren't you guys going to just give us the award? But I didn't. I held my composure and stayed professional.
Can't you just give us the award?
And because they have to interview each of the college finalists. So I feel good about our team. I don't know what the other colleges have to say. I can't imagine it'd be better than our group.
Well, that's good news.
So I just think that this is something. And the other thing they said is you have done all this and closed the equity gap. where the people who have been most successful, the data show it's been people of color compared to whites. So that is a great thing. Now, we are going to have, hopefully at the January board meeting, you asked for 2 study sessions this year in the middle of the board meeting, so we will not have anything on the president's report except that. But in the middle of the board meeting, we will break out into a, sort of like you do for it'll just be a study session where we'll have data presented to you and you're able to openly discuss, and we'll have people from the college to respond. But we'll be showing you where we do have one challenge in our equity area, and that is our African American population. But our other ethnicities have done fantastic in really closing those gaps. So, yay to all of the professors and the student support people and the counselors and the student services and the tutors and everybody, because it's just, there's a lot of layers to this onion. And let me tell you this, we're going to get better. If they think these numbers are good, they ought to just wait and see what happens over the next 4 years, because we're going to start case managing every single student. After they enroll and get past the one stop, we're going to case manage every one of them, line item, and make sure that those students want to come back, are getting the help that they need. And when we presented at the conference, at the CCLC conference, they asked questions from the floor and they said, how are you paying for this? And I said, we took away from those things that were not working and we put it to something that works. And that's how you do it. You have to give up sometimes these boutique things that, that serve just a handful of students. You can redirect that fund and those personnel and resources to do the things that really matter. And the last thing I want to bring up, and I'm going to bring this up because 2 of the trustees, Brandon a while back and then more recently Dennis Henderson, have asked about the National Legislative Summit that happens in February every year in Washington, D.C. And this is a great summit. And I've talked to my peers, and this is not something you want to haphazardly put together. So, yes, we could go this year, but I am not recommending that we go this year. I am recommending that the board seriously consider, at least 2 or 3 of you, if not all of you, go with me for February of '24, and let's take some students with us, and we will meet with congressmen, and we will meet with senators. While we're back there, while we attend the conference, they will set these meetings up, but it takes time to put this together. So we can build around this. If the board would be favorable, then us just sending 1 or 2 of you to go this February, if we could make it because what my peers that have gone to these meetings for years, they go back every year to Washington, told me, you need to put together a team, and it needs to be done way in advance and strategically. So you all have a handout tonight. I'd like you to read it, and just, we'll bring this back to you in a month or 2. And if you want to go, I would advise that we go in 2024 together. You all will still be on the board, assuming we're all still breathing. So this is what it looks like. And happy to answer any questions, but that's the end of my report.
It's a date.
Dr. Dan, you can, as long as I know the dates, I actually looked at this year's, it didn't work.
This one.
I think we have a great congressman back there who is a, former business person who would connect us well because of his connection here. And I'm all in. I'm all in to go if we have a purpose to go, not a sightseeing tour.
Right.
I'm all in if we come back and report publicly back to the taxpayers that pay for it. You know how I feel about it.
Sure.
But I think with our congressman back there, this is really the first time. We had, Jerry Lewis was probably the highest ranking congressman that we ever had. He was actually the chair of appropriations at one time. So this valley got a lot of money. And while he had a lot of involvement on up here and family up here, I think that with our current congressman, I think we could do really, really well. So yeah, I'd be glad to go.
Okay.
I'm in.
So Michelle, if you wouldn't mind Well, it sounds like you guys are kind of in, so we'll just wait until we can get the dates for 2024, and then we'll bring it back.
Yeah. If I could ask a favor from you, Dr. Walden, and from John, we do a lot of videos, and they're rather popular, and people like to watch them, and we try to cover the college and send things back to our trustees here. If you could send me that list of the accomplishments, and John, if you could just send over, just a couple bullet points, maybe some pictures of down below. People like facts, $7 million we're getting in, 24 projects. That's all that people want to hear. Just a couple key pictures would be great. We are filming on the 23rd at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for 2 hours. So we're covering all kinds of stuff. So if I just get that
Michelle
for
will
you.
get this right to you, Joe.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Take it away.
All right, you done?
He's done.
Academic Senate.
They're not here.
Anybody? AFT part-time
They're not here.
faculty.
Nope.
ASB.
Yes.
They are here.
So last Friday, we had the study-a-thon. It was a huge success. Lights of Love will be happening this week on Friday from 3 to 7. Come stop by and see little kids get presents. Music Department holiday show starts this weekend on Thursday. All of them are free. Barstow Veterans Home holiday cards will be distributed out this weekend. I'm really excited to help Tim as well, along with some other ASB members, go and present some holiday cards that we handwrit ourselves and go present them to them. So I'm pretty excited about that. The Paramedic 42 graduation will be held on December 17th at 10 a.m. The nursing pinning ceremony happened on December 9th, and it was such a beautiful ceremony. All the speeches made me tear up, even Dr. Walden's. CSEA Holiday Luncheon will be taking place this Friday, December 16th, and VVC students, including ASB Vice President Manuel and ASB Senator Reynoso, were invited to present at Southern California Conference for undergraduate research at Pepperdine University. They would like to share a bit of that experience with you, if that is okay.
Oh, yes, please.
Pepperdine. Wow. That's a nice campus to have to hang out in,
Malibu. I was like, yeah. Come on, smarty pantses.
Did you want to kind of stay down there for a while?
Move down there.
Yeah.
A little bit too windy for that.
Too windy for
Oh,
that.
really?
Too windy that day.
Too expensive.
That too. Taxes are too high too.
So, hello to the board and the public. We would like to speak to you guys about the project that we had over last winter relating to wing designs of elliptical and bell lift distributions. If you can go to the next slide, Tim.
My name is Matthew Sayonara. My major is chemical engineering. I'm a student at Victor Valley College, and my degree here is going to be a Associates of Science transfer in mathematics.
Nice.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us today. My name is Jairo Reynoso. I'm a mechanical engineering major. I will be obtaining 2 associate's degrees from Victor Valley College, and I am the Student Services Senator on the Associated Student Body Council.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jillian Manuel. I'm a mechanical engineering student here at VVC. I'm a sophomore, and I'm set to graduate in the spring with an associate's in math and science, and computer information systems.
Wow. Is that a triple?
Yes. We have 2 other team members who couldn't make it today, but their names are Ernesto Williams and Juan Guerrero. Juan is currently studying civil engineering at Cal State LA, and Ernesto Williams is now an aerospace engineer at Cal Poly Pomona.
Wow.
Wow, good.
So in conjunction with NASA, the National Science Foundation, and Cal State San Bernardino, Victor Valley College's physics department was granted a chance to take part in NASA Armstrong's research and development sector. The physics department chair, Professor Michael Boutros, selected us 5 students to take part in a 6-week internship dedicated to furthering the world's understanding of efficient aerodynamic concepts.
As you can see here, this is the poster that we presented at Pepperdine. The goal of our research was to improve the aerodynamic efficiency of wing designs. And while when aircraft travel, we want to kind of give an overview of the research we did. And when aircraft travel through the air, they're held up by a vertical force called the lift force. And you may have noticed that birds are able to fly and turn without the use of a vertical tail or an aileron. And this is due to the feathers on their wings that are able to induce a lift force distribution in the form of a bell shape. You can see in the bottom left of the poster. The bell-shaped lift distribution is theoretically more efficient than the elliptical shape lift distribution that is most commonly used on aircraft nowadays. And this allows birds to turn without the need of an aileron. And if we could create a successful bell-shaped lift distribution wing design such that the vertical tail on the aircraft would no longer be needed, then we could be saving the aircraft industry billions of dollars in fuel consumption due to the less mass used on the aircraft. And as a result, we'd be helping the environment. So we use computational fluid analysis methods to collect data on the efficiency of all the standard 4-digit NACA airfoils. And we use this information to create several wing designs of both elliptical and bell-shaped distribution wing designs to constrain for the highest lift over drag ratio. In the end, with the constraints that we had, our research found that the current elliptical lift distribution wing designs that are currently in place are more efficient than those with bell-shaped lift distributions. But the concept of a more efficient wing design still exists, and the analysis methods that we as a team developed is being carried on by NASA on their Prandtl wing project that is intended to be flown in Mars in the future.
Wow.
Wow. So we presented in Pepperdine University for the Southern California Conference for undergraduate research. And we want to thank the board for giving us the opportunity to actually be there and present our research to the greater community. Next slide. So this is a team from left to right. It's Juan, Ernesto, Jolene, me, and Jairo. And behind is the poster that we presented. We had a couple guests, a couple people were interested. One of them was from JPL. We did meet astronaut Jose Hernandez. He was the keynote speaker and it was very motivational.
He was also the first Hispanic American to go to space, so that was really cool.
And
as Matthew mentioned, we presented our research to not just the attendees there, but also faculty members, not just from Pepperdine, but from organizations that were hired by the Southern California Conference on Undergraduate Research to be able to go over our work and determine that it was enough to be at this conference in the first place. We had people from different institutions as well as people from different companies such as JPL and we had people from like Caltech, people from Pepperdine themselves, all over the state. And we did this for a couple hours, and that's a shot of Matthew and myself, kind of explaining that to some goers.
As a result of our experiences, we have been exposed to a plethora of opportunities and have grown to become better, more resilient engineering students. Our commitment to the Prandtl Elliptical and Bell Lift Distribution Project has been recognized, and we are pleased to announce that during this winter, we have been invited to return once again as NASA interns. Once again, we'd like to thank Victor Valley College for their dedication to student success. We appreciate your willingness to further our research experience and allow us to share our experiences with the board, faculty, and other students. If you have any further questions regarding the research or anything that was unclear, please feel free to ask. Thank you so much for your time.
I could not be more
I was
proud.
like, okay, so what do we got to do to hire you so that you just don't have to leave here? I know you're not supposed to do it as a trustee, but all the years I've sat here, I've never seen a higher level presentation by a student on something that's just not easy stuff. There's a reason I was a business major, not an engineer. That's really impressive.
Good job.
Absolutely.
Very proud of you guys.
Almost proud.
Before you cut a deal somewhere, call us, okay?
Yeah, don't take the first offer.
Don't take the first deal.
Have you guys seen the research on the smart memory metals that Boeing is doing?
the one that kind of goes back to form of its original shape.
Right.
I've seen like a brief, like presentation of that. Very brief, very interesting.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah,
Very
they're
exciting.
proposing it for the microcompressor, microcompressor project. They're planning on changing like astronaut suits from like those bulky white Apollo looking ones to skin tight kind of sci-fi Dune looking things. That's what they're trying to build it towards. So yeah, it's
Right.
very cool.
Boeing's working on using those for the spoilers on the wings. Because they really only need them for takeoff and landing. And then they're just drag
Right.
for the entire flight. So I was watching a research video on that where they're using the smart memory metals. So the thing will just grow out of the wing. The metal will grow to the spoiler down the wing. And then as it cools off, when they get up to altitude, the metal will just
Go back shape.
right? Like imagine incorporating that into your wing design so that your wing you could cause the bell effect with your wing with potentially that, like a smart memory metal type of thing.
They're
Right? It would be
actually
controlled with heat and cold, essentially, potentially, or it's crazy, right? Dropping more weight.
Right.
Still so proud of you. You guys are amazing.
This is like super, like awesome, nerdy stuff. I have a pilot's license. I understand Bernoulli's theorem, right? Like,
Right.
there's a word you guys didn't drop that you didn't think anybody up here would know. Right? Yeah, no, I don't comprehend all of it, but I love it all. Nonetheless, it's super interesting. So I could listen to this all night.
What he didn't tell you is that he's designing his plane, and he's looking at this material, and we hope to, as trustees, get to be on the first flight.
I'd fly on your plane.
But we have a plane. The college has a plane.
Oh my God.
We just
not
haven't
again.
figured out how to get it off the ground.
I cannot tonight.
Maybe
We're
you
not
could help
talking
us
about
figure it out. Huh?
Yeah, you'd hire us.
Brandon, wouldn't
And cut the microphones.
All right.
For the love of God.
You build the plane, I'll fly it.
Have a good deal.
I'm all right with that.
And just so that you guys know, there are always regulars in a tutor and academic support center, math success center, and Heidel's one of our.
I'm gonna need
physics
some
tutors.
tutoring
Yep.
to understand what you're saying. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
You know what? I'm proud.
Amazing.
Thank you guys.
Any more questions?
I don't.
We got to send this presentation to the Aspen Committee.
Just hire these kids.
Right.
Thank you, Ira.
Dan, got to get it to the Aspen Committee. After how you do it.
All right.
CSCA,
They're not here.
not here.
When NASA can't
CTA
figure it out,
not
they call
here.
VVC.
Management,
Management's here.
Yay,
Yeah.
we got there.
they're always
Never thought
here.
we calling you, huh?
I know, right?
Borderline there. So I just want to congratulate everyone that was sworn in tonight. That's awesome. And then congratulations for you, Ms. Tarpley. You made it through a year. And it was very lively and entertaining, I will say, like for the meetings that I got to attend.
Thank you.
My name is Sybil Smith. I'm the Director of Financial Aid, and I am here to provide a little update today on management, but more specifically outreach and financial aid and what we're doing in the coming months and what we've done in the past couple months. So since October 1st, the financial aid department has attended 19 high school FAFSA workshops at various high schools around the town: Excelsior, Hesperia High School, Serrano High School, Silverado High School, Mojave, Sultana, and Options for Youth. So that's been about 19 events, like I mentioned. This is my first year, I came at the end or in the middle of fall. So this is my first year working going into fall. So we are trying to have a much more strategic outreach schedule and working with the high schools and with Chris Piercy and Michael Edwards to make sure that we're out there. For those of you that don't know, it is a requirement this year that in order to graduate from high school, students must complete a FAFSA. So being out there and just helping assist the schools is, an awesome thing for us. We also have since October assisted probably about 800 FAFSA applications while we've been out at the high school. There's some great turnout at some of these events, and like I said, we've partnered very well with the high schools on that. On November 10th, the financial aid department attended a career event at Granite Hills High School where we had over 200 students in attendance. So again, exciting to get out there. In the coming months, they told me that Robert would buzz me if I went over 3 minutes. So I might try 3 minutes in a second. So yeah. So in the coming months, we do have some outreach events that we have planned within our, at Victor Valley College. We will be doing a Complete It to Win It campaign, which is encouraging students to complete their FAFSA prior to the March 2nd deadline. And in doing so, they will get their name in a drawing for one of 10 Chromebooks. So that will be something to incentivize them to do it by February 1st and, keep them going. We will also be doing several one and done events so that we can bring students back to the campus. Those were very successful before. Hundreds and hundreds of people showed up, so we're excited to do those again. We have probably about 12 or 15 FAFSA workshops, both virtual and in person, in the coming months to help students complete their FAFSA. And with a final finale on March 2nd, that due date, which we did last year to bring everyone in, finalize that if they still need assistance and make sure that their FAFSA is completed by the deadline date. In addition to that, just making sure that we're providing informational, information to the parents and the students at the school to let them know that the income that they provide on the FAFSA, which is oftentimes one of the reasons people are a little bit nervous to fill out the FAFSA, or they're not sure what, the school's doing with it or the government, just making sure that they understand, that information isn't being used for anything other than the FAFSA and giving them, that sense of peace about that. We will be having a t-shirt campaign about FAFSA, so we're hoping the board will all join in and we'll get you some t-shirts about FAFSA. Probably, I have about 500 shirts on order, so I'm hoping everyone around campus can grab a shirt in the student services area and outside and wear it once a week from now until March 2nd, so we can kind of, as we're moving around campus, spread the word. ASB's, definitely welcome to join, and any student that wants to join can wear it around and just help us get the word out. You will see yard signs being put out around the yard about the FAFSA deadline. Again, we're running a little late, but we still have plenty of time to do that. And I think that is, you'll see some stuff on the marquee, and then I'll be working with Mr. Robert about just getting the word out, communication to the students, so the worksheets or the workshops are available and we're there to assist them. That's it.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
I'll gladly wear a shirt.
Anybody want to
And take a yard sign.
Anybody want to take a technology break?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a technology break about 10 minutes.
Wait, not yet.
Better do the
wait.
consent first.
Right after the consent, then we do those word item where you guys were.
Where we have one person
That's where she
motion.
wants the break, so she can set it up.
Set what up?
She needs time to do technology, so I'll tell you when.
The board policies,
I'll
right?
tell you when. We need to wait on the break.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, I don't know if I can
It's
wait
fine.
that long. How long is she talking?
It's just like a few more votes.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, do it.
All right.
Public comments.
No, so we're going
Move on
on
to
to this.
8.1.
Yeah, I know.
Do the consent.
Minus 8:15.
So you can do it.
Consent?
Yep.
Okay. Consent agenda. All matters listed under consent agenda are considered by the Board of Trustees to be routine and has been approved by the Superintendent President, Board Policy 2430. There will be no separate discussion on these items prior to the time the board votes on them, unless a board member requests a specific item be removed from the consent agenda for discussion and a separate vote. Public comment on consent items from anyone completing a card. Have we had any?
No.
No. Will be heard prior. Okay?
Motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion to approve.
Second?
So motion Brady, second
Wood.
Wood.
You're,
Yay.
okay?
And then it's going to be a vote over here.
Okay?
Online voting is open.
Any discussion?
No,
We're passing.
All in favor?
no, just vote. right there.
Okay. I'll just vote here.
Perfect.
How come my abstention is all lit up?
Nope, it shouldn't be.
Oh,
There
it's
was.
okay.
Everybody voted yay?
Take an Advil.
Circles and arrows.
It passed.
Okay. That's done.
And then you want 9.1,
Public comments related to action.
and then we're going to 9.1. You went too fast.
We doing that? We doing other public comment?
Okay, let's move to 9.1.
And then 10.1.
Action agenda, the
You
complete.
don't have to read that.
I don't have to read that?
No.
There's no comments.
No comments. Separate approval of items pulled from consent agenda?
There weren't any.
No.
None.
Second read, approval.
So we
Okay,
need one
so
motion. This is where we're gonna take.
For, all right, so these are 9 policies.
Can we
So
put them all together?
10.2.
Yes, that's why we're taking the break.
to 10.2 through 10.10, you could have one person that makes a motion, another one a second on all 10.
I make a
All
motion.
9.
I'll
Second.
make us.
You make it nothing.
So you got a motion and a second, right, Michelle?
Who's the second?
Brady.
Joe.
And so just give her student advisory vote,
Sure.
And then, may I mark? the
verbal votes. Is everybody
You
a
go,
yay?
girl. You go, girl.
All yay.
You may take your break now, sir.
So President Henderson, if I could ask everybody to be back on time, the Lakers and the Celtics are playing. And I want to get home by the
Lakers and-
fourth quarter.
Okay.
You can go around.
We don't care about that. The World Cup game ended this morning. already.
13 points.
They're
losing by 13 points?
My Croatia went down.
Who is?
3-0.
Get in there.
I think you need an Advil.
I do. Don't trip, don't trip.
Don't be tripping, dog.
Get your attention. President Henderson has been detained for a couple minutes. And to be sure, see, we started. Well, we're talking about your raise and the use of the corporate jet. So we're on 11, wait,
11.1.
we're on 11.1. Foundation donations.
Motion?
Do I have a second?
Second. Bring me the whole thing of cookies at this point.
That's the second best dressed guy that just walked in the room.
We're 11 point what?
11.1.
Motion by Wood, second by
11.1.
Yep, taking a vote.
advisory.
Close
What else do you want? I don't care.
Okay.
Just send the vote out. I thought, Michelle, for 5 minutes we could pull a coup off with President Henderson gone, but it failed.
Okay.
You're on 11.
Did he just snatch that? He snatched it. I saw it.
Approval of administrative procedure, 3,600. What?
She didn't vote. Hold on.
My bad.
Who didn't vote?
I did that.
All right, we're good.
Sorry.
Okay, we're all good. Go ahead.
Heaven forbid.
Right?
Okay. Approval of administrative procedure 3,600, auxiliary organizations. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do I have a motion?
Motion. Oh, second.
Second. Oh.
So I know this probably looks odd on the board because the board typically does not approve APs. You approve board policies and then the president superintendent works through the college governance and signs off on APs. But for this particular one, in order to have an auxiliary organization such as ASB and a foundation, you must have, it's legally required that the board approve this AP. So poor ASB that's been all these years operating outside the law.
They have been? All these
We're
years?
now, this is the administrative approval procedure. This was first of all written by Liebert Cassie Whitmore for our college. And then it went through the college council for a first and second read and came to me as a recommendation from college council, and I'm passing it to the board, asking you to approve it. Lot of legalese.
Wow.
Student advisory?
Yay.
Voting's open.
Okay, 11.3.
Now it's up. You can say it.
Huh?
It's up, the vote. We're good. We're good now.
Yes, you're right.
Good. So 11.3.
Yep.
Foundation operating agreement.
Motion?
Second.
So this is the operating agreement, or what, is that the official title of operating agreement?
Yes, Foundation Operating Agreement.
Okay, to officially make the foundation an auxiliary organization. So if the board approves this tonight, it will then go to the foundation board. They have to approve it, and once that's done, then I will notify the chancellor's office that we have two auxiliaries here. And not to be confused with auxiliary services, Deanna. That is, we're going to change that name at the request of college council because they got confused with it. Auxiliary services has nothing to do with being an auxiliary organization. Totally separate idea. So I will notify them. You have to notify them once a year. I'll find out when that is. I'll do it right away once the foundation agrees. And then we can proceed with operating as an auxiliary organization.
Student advisory vote?
Yay.
You almost want to say amen after this one.
All right,
Yeah.
say something.
Congrats, Dr. Walden, and for your staff and for your time.
Yeah,
Been a long journey.
okay. 12.1, agreement. Amendment, Aleutian Company LP.
Motion.
Second. Go ahead, Brandon.
Got a motion by Joe, and second by
Brandon.
Brady?
Brandon.
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 Is Tony not here? We should check that out. Do you
Advisory
remember what
vote?
this is? What?
Advisory vote?
Yay.
For
Wait.
MIS
What?
to, do our MIS reporting for the next 6 months.
Oh, that's right. All right. So, yes, we had some issues, and until we have colleague SAS completely up, we're having to outsource this. And I had to sign, we got in trouble with the state last year because the person doing this left us in a lurch, and we were the last college to submit MIS data. So I then had to sign a paper promising that we would never be late again. So in order to do that, we got Aleutian to give us a consultant who's an expert, making sure this happens. Once that we have our staff back in place and have colleagues SAS up, this consulting service will no longer be needed. But that's what this is. Sorry, I forgot.
How dare
That it?
No, you're ready for advisory.
12.2?
Student advisory?
Yay.
Oh, you're still voting on 12.1.
I thought we did.
No,
I
I
did.
was talking about it.
Oh,
But I think we voted
There
while
we
you're
go.
talking.
and we voted what we were
Moving right
talking.
along. 12.2.
Sorry, Dan.
Moving right along.
Do I sound snippy?
Apple
today?
Valley, Town of Apple Valley possession and use agreement related to Bear Valley Road Bridge over the Mojave River.
John.
Rehabilitation project.
Okay, I
Motion?
don't think this is the first
Do we
time
need-
we've
do we
talked
need a
about
motion?
They need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Tarpley, second by Wood.
We've had over the years, they've been kind of prime of the pump on what
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so what's,
So this is a map of the proposed project led by the town of Apple Valley to widen the bridge over the Mojave River. Partners with City of Hesperia on one side of the bridge, City of Victorville on the other. So in order to keep this project going, this is a temporary agreement. We had talked about, we were basically put on notice. We want to meet with you about easements for utilities, construction, and to widen the roadway. So we have been in discussion with them for the last couple months on these documents. It's pretty intense documentation. So in order for them to continue with the project, which is federally funded, we want to enter into this temporary agreement. So right now, the yellow space outlined is a temporary construction laydown area for when they're widening the bridge. The orange, kind of with a line in it, that kind of, because my laser won't work on these things. I brought it again just to test it, though. I don't think, it doesn't work. So anyway,
That type of screen.
I know, we need to-
help is on the way.
I randomly have a laser because I was just
well, I got one, but see if yours,
Lasers don't work.
they don't work on these screens, though. We need to get back to the whiteboards or whatever. But anyway, the yellow area is the temporary construction easement during construction. The orange line is Southern Cal Edison. They have to take all the utilities off of this, all the power lines on the south side of the bridge have to be moved over to the north side. And that's basically the area, the easement that they want for those utilities. Because what they're going to do with the bridge, they're going to put sidewalk on the south side, widen the bridge, and then put a sidewalk, because that bridge only has a sidewalk on the north side. So the CSA 64 water line is the blue one. So there's a water line that runs across that easement.
And that serves the equestrian.
Yeah, and I think so. And then the green area is actually the easement for the roadway itself. They're gonna put a widened turn lane onto the campus. So we've been negotiating with them because the value of that, commercial value of those properties there, we're negotiating kind of where is it, what's the name of that? No, the hamburger joint across this. Wendy's. See where they have that turn in for Wendy's? We want to make sure that we have an opportunity to install a turn lane in there. So in case we sell the property for commercial use or something like that. Okay, so we're basically reserving those rights as part of the negotiation. That's
So
why.
are you trying to do a four-way?
No, see how those turn into where Wendy's is at?
So they have a right in, right out.
Yeah, so we'll have, if we need it in the future, if we either sell the property or lease it out, we would have the opportunity to have that type of entrance. We'd have two entrances to the property.
You're right in, right out, because they're not gonna let you
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
so, anyway, this has taken a while to get this negotiated. There will be, funds coming from the project. Right now, they're estimated at about $352,000 for the easements. We're probably gonna have our own appraisal done. And then, once we get all this negotiated, then we'll come back to the board with the permanent easements and all that. So right now, this is just a temporary, so they can continue with the project. But this is pretty much gonna probably start next year, I think.
So what they're approving is
A temporary possession agreement, so they can, yeah. And then when we finalize all the easements and all the negotiations, then we'll bring the actual recording documents to the
You know,
board.
John, if you can, and I got this from Nils Benson, who's retiring the city manager, the asphalt, do you know whose responsibility the asphalt is in front of the college? The city of Hesperia. Because the center line was the way that it was determined, I guess that up where Ridgecrest goes, there's a little kink in the road. If they draw a straight line, that's really Hesperia. That's supposed to take care of all that pavement down there. All the way down the hill. And it's just got a ton of potholes.
Yeah.
The other good news is Panera Bread is gonna start breaking ground on a new facility right across the street from the college. Right there.
Delicious.
Well, good.
Right?
Right in that pad next to where AutoZone is.
Right next to that Wendy's?
Yeah, they're gonna do a build a suit.
Okay.
No, on the other side.
Next to Aldo?
Right catty corner of the Quick Quack.
Oh, okay, I see it, right
So
in the
when you were
corner.
talking about the students tonight with cheap food.
Didn't say
Yeah.
Del
Yeah,
Taco.
well, you can't get cheap food at Panera anymore.
No.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job.
Student advisory.
Student advisory vote?
Yay.
Voting's open.
John, what I was saying is if you could kind of push them, Bear Valley is really, I mean, it needs to be overlaid. And it'd be nice to get the college area done, you know? All right.
Okay, 13.1, non-classified short-term employees.
Motion?
Motion?
Second. Motion by Brady, second by Tarpley.
Student advisory vote?
Yay.
$13.2, agreement, McDowell, Bomer, Folly, Lyon, Mitchell and Erickson. Sounds like a law firm.
It is a law firm. That's what it is.
Second. Motion by Brady, second by Tarpley.
Okay,
This is our chief negotiator. You guys know him as Randy.
Randy. Yep. Student advisory?
Yay.
I'm just glad he finally got his name on the door.
Right?
No, seriously, when we
Right
first
there on
met
the
him,
end.
he didn't know, he wasn't a partner. I mean, that says a lot.
Well, he's a good lawyer.
Brandon understands how that works.
Do we cheat him in half?
did I get your vote? I did.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Reorganization, position change, Vice President of Student Services.
Motion?
Second.
This is to change Mr. Art Lopez from being an associate VP to being vice president of student services. And the position of associate VP is hereby eliminated.
Wait, can I take my motion back?
Student Advisory?
Yay.
There's no public comment on this?
No. We could be here all night.
Nobody submitted a name.
We could be here all night, Brandon.
Mine didn't come up yet. There it is.
I thought you said deny.
Okay. Let's see, where were we?
13.4.
6.
13.4. 13.4.
Renewal of administrator contracts.
No, 13.4.
4. I thought you said 6. Reorganization, position change, Vice President of Student Services.
Executive Vice President of
Motion.
Instruction, Innovation,
Second.
and Student
Wait a minute.
Success. I-
Reorganization, position change, Executive Vice President of Instruction,
Innovation.
Innovation, and Student Success.
Motion?
I'm new at this.
Motion by Brady, seconded
Is there a
by
motion?
Motion.
Yeah.
I remember.
Second?
So
Wood.
this eliminates Todd Scott's position, vice president of instruction, and changes it to this title, executive vice president of instruction, student service, innovation, and student success.
Student Advisory?
Yay.
Well, I guess we have to.
Now the real work begins.
Revision of Job Classification, Director of
You'll be
Athletic.
calling Mackenzie and saying, here, Mackenzie, here's a new list of stuff to do, huh?
Motion.
Second.
Do I have a
Motion by
second?
Tarpley, second by Pinkerton.
I hear a second?
Pinkerton.
Okay. Barely hear it.
Student advisory.
Student Advisory vote?
Yay.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
13.6.
We're voting on it, actually.
Oh,
Don't even worry yourself.
I won't wear my little self. My big self might worry.
Renewal of Administrator Contracts.
Motion?
Second.
Student Advisory?
Yay.
Instruction Action Agenda. Curriculum changes.
13.7.
What, I missed one?
13.7.
New Management
There you
Job
go.
Classification and Salary Placement for Foundation Executive Director. What am I doing missing these?
Motion.
It's okay.
Second. I
It
second
was a
it.
motion by Brady, second by Henderson.
I'm so used to saying
I
second.
know you are.
So what would be happening here is, once the foundation approves the mutual agreement that you passed earlier, we will do a national search for an executive director of the foundation to be employed by the college, reporting directly to me or my position.
And what's that salary placement at?
Yeah, I know. Just a minute.
It's a range that.
Still talking.
Oh, wait,
We have one executive director right now, and so wherever this goes in that same line, which with Chris Piercy. I think he's asking for the amounts, though.
Yeah, I'm looking. The range starts at 8,700 to 12,242 per month.
8, 7 to 12, wow. That's a big spread.
Yeah, well, you gotta start little and get big to get there one day.
Yay.
Okay, 14.1, curriculum changes.
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Joe Brady, second by Jennifer. Student advisory.
Yay.
Contract ed, Lateral Medical Corporation.
No, the one above it. FCC Victorville Solar and Recycling Program.
I jumped right over it. I jumped right over it.
It's okay.
Contract ed, FCC Victorville Solar and Recycling Programs, 22-23.
Motion?
Second.
Ooh, give it to Pinkerton.
Any discussion? Student advisory?
Yay.
Just jumped right over it.
It's okay.
It's not okay.
It is. You get the next one.
No, it's the lateral.
Yep.
Lauderdale Medical Corporation, contract ed, 14.3.
Motion?
Second.
This is
Any discussion?
This is a $75,000 mannequin that gives birth over and over and over again. What's it called? A sim mom.
Oh, I thought it was a Bertha.
But it doesn't pop out politicians, does it?
We could get these three to come up with something.
Yeah, but just don't make any more politicians. We got enough in our country. Or attorneys.
Advisory
Sorry,
vote?
Brian. Sorry, Brian.
I agree.
Advisory vote?
Yay.
California Department of Education, California State Preschool Contract, Amendment 1, CSPP 2420.
Motion?
Second.
Discussion?
Income to the district with a
Beautiful.
grant that was written by our preschool.
Folks.
Yeah, it's about 78,000 or something.
Nice.
78,898.
All, advisory?
Yay.
I get it.
You're getting your rhythm.
Okay, first read, 16.1, Board Policy 3520, local law enforcement.
Could I make a motion?
So these are information
We don't have to vote on it.
discussion only.
Yeah.
There's 13 brand new ones here
That we
for your reading pleasure, which you've already been sent.
Yes, we have.
And so this is the time in which you might want to discuss or air it out as a first read, because they'll come back to you next month,
Remember, no comment.
right before your technology break.
And the hard copies are,
Yep.
And you have hard copies.
if they want to send me corrections, they can.
I'll look through it.
Okay, first read, Board Policy
Good.
3550.
You don't have to read them all.
What?
You don't have to read them all.
Don't have to read them all?
No, sir.
You're basically
Gotta take 'em
done.
all.
You've already done
Yeah. So we
17
can
and
do a
1.
motion
300.
to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I think you should entertain a motion to
Motion
adjourn
to adjourn.
I second.
Motion to adjourn?
at 8:42.
You can't second. Brandon, Sharon, so we want to
Second,
second?
third, fourth, fifth.
All in favor?
We'll get there.
It passed.
All right.
We need a couple of signatures, so you guys can hold on one second, you have to do right